Hello and welcome. I am DM Leech, also known as Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to my friends and I's favorite little corner of the internet, ours. We're so glad you joined us, and we hope that you enjoy your stay. Over the course of the next several months, we are going to be playing our way through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module Curse of Strahd. Join us to see if the adventurers are able to remove the taint of a tyrant from the dark land, or if they will die trying. But before we get any further, there are a few brief notes to cover. First and foremost, no attempt at making this adventure child appropriate will occur. While multiple adjustments intended to correct problematic elements have been made, it is still a dark and stormy story. This gothic horror adventure touches on dark themes, contains descriptions of violence and light gore, adult language, adult content, allusions to homicide, all sorts of darkness. The good news is, our players are here to bring the light. Everyone here playing knows what to say or do if something goes too far. That said, as a reminder to you guys who are playing, to you all who are playing, like I said earlier in our pregame chats, I am going to try and scare you this evening. I've kept in mind all previously mentioned lines and veils, but would remind you that if anything starts going too far, give me an O so that I can see it, and I'll start to dial it back and throw up a big old X to close out a scene completely if it gets just too dark for having fun. See, the point of all this is for us to have fun. And if everyone's not having fun, then we can't have fun together. So for us to have fun together, everyone has to have fun, which means we'll adjust what we need so that everybody has fun. Easy. If you, as a viewer, have any sensitivities, please keep a finger near the eject button just in case. Barring that contingency, please keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Take a moment right now to slap that follow heart so you never miss the dicey goodness. Find back episodes on Last HP Hero channel on YouTube. Follow us all on Twitter. Our socials are seen on our scrolls throughout the game. And above all else, be good. That's it. That's the rule. Just be good. Second most, another huge thank you for the classic horror, bright yet ominous poster and character art by Shayana Saeed. Find her on Twitter at Zaya, that's at XIAI, and commission her for your next anything. She's fantastic. Lastly, you may not know these amazing players or their characters, so we shall remedy that. Everyone will take a moment to introduce themselves and their characters, plug other shows or projects they're participating in, games they play, notable accomplishments, international accolades, daytime television awards, etc., etc., etc. But without further ado, in the upper right corner of your screen, he is a mystery wrapped in a conundrum, hidden by the puzzle of subjective reality. It's Noir Enigma.
Hello, I'm Noir Enigma. You can find me on all the socials as Enigma. I am also Dr. RPG over at Encounter. Uh, every other Monday, so next Monday will be our episode. So come check me out. It's a good time. And I am playing Uther, the Goliath Barbarian, who now has a penchant for wrestling moves.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the rock solid core of the right column, famous for shooting so straight she could put an arrow through the eye of a sparrow at 100 paces. It's Corndogg McGraw.
Hi, friends. Well, I am playing the lovely Ficus Fig. She is a no fucks given halfling rogue who's just kind of curious as to what's going on, not entirely sure what she got herself into. I feel like that can go for anyone who's about to play Curse of Strahd, so like her, I am excited for what comes next, but entirely uncertain.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And with the weight of the right column on his shoulders, some days you roll the dice, other days the dice roll you. Either way, he keeps on rolling. It's 1 in 20, D&D.
That's me. I'm also called Gregory, and you can find me on Twitch and Twitter and all that good stuff. If you do a search for 1N20 D&D, you will find me, and I get the great pleasure of playing some D&D with Dane every other Monday, and we have a good time with that. But right now, I am super stoked to be getting back into none other than Leaf in the sunlight of summer. Leaf is a Tabaxi ranger, and he is ready for more hijinks in this crazy land we seem to have come to.
Wonderful, wonderful,
And
wonderful.
I promise I'm not actually an edge lord. I don't know why that came up last time, but I took it as a badge of honor.
Working our way around, supplying a firm foundation to the left column, run executable version 2.63 batch file directory, initiate granular actionables, optimize interface policy protocols, open program, robotic gentleman.
Hey guys, I'm Robotic. I don't have anything to really pin outside of this, but I am this group's filthy casual. As this is the only game I'm currently playing, and I haven't played actually in a couple years. But I will be playing this guy, this group's paladin. I'm the healer, at least the core healer, Robotic Gentleman. I'm hoping that my guy learns a lot about the world and that everything's not black and white through our friends here.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And last, but of course certainly not least, at the pinnacle of the left column, far more famous than the other NIFR, the Nottingham Institute for English Research, of course. It's our one and only NIFR NIF.
I suddenly have been made aware that I have a challenger, and I need to go defeat some people. Hang on, no, I am Niffer. You can find me at NifferNiff. I am part of a lot of places right now, primarily Not Quite Heroes. We are an actual play 5e podcast in a community built world, and it's super duper fun. And I am playing Bright, the tiefling, fire genasi, one of those artificers. And we leveled up to level 2, and so I'm really excited about all the cool stuff that I just got and get to make. I'm so happy. That's all.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and Niffer, you volunteered
Yes.
to give our summary of our last session, so if you'd be so kind as to continue, that would be
All
wonderful.
right. Okay, so once upon a time, the party was brought together at a party in the city of Daggerford, and the Duchess Morwen asked all of the party to take care of the undead in the city and the Vestani troop that was outside the city. Apparently, they finished the first task, so our 5 heroes trekked to the Vistani camp past the tannery. Ficus stole even more food. From experiments run by Bright's cousin Narilla and stories told by Narilla's father Stanimir, the party learned that undead creatures follow the Vistani wherever they travel outside of their homeland. This is proven when some of the tanned animal corpses start creeping on the camp. Severed hands and some gross undead cows followed, which awakened Uther's inner WWE champion. Solaire practiced actively ignoring this. The party hopped on the Vistani wagon, slowly passing through the dense fog until Stanimir informed them that they couldn't go any further with the caravan or risk the Lord of the Land's withdrawal of protection. They said that they would meet the party in the village of Barovia and bid farewell. Continuing on foot, the heroes encountered a wall which Leaf attempted to scale, but the only way in seemed to be to answer a mysterious voice's questions. And then we hit level 2, and things got so much worse.
Thank you so much, Niffer. That brings us right back to where we are, and so I suppose there's nothing left to do except, well, I guess we should begin. The dread hours of morning wash over you. Best reckoning puts the time around 4 a.m., with sunrise a few short hours away. Whether it is the previous evening's wine, the weight of the fog, or the unusual encounter at the gates, your mind is heavy. A raven calls out from the top of the gatehouse behind you. You look back and see it tilt its head and blink its eyes a few times before it caws again and flies off. Fog swirls on winds unfelt. Darkness wraps you in its cold embrace. Welcome to the easternmost corner of Barovia. The day is yours.
Did we sleep yet?
No one has slept.
Great.
If you don't want to sleep, you will need to pass a Constitution 10, a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, or take a level of exhaustion. Here very shortly, next couple hours.
The gates opened of their own accord?
The gates opened and let you in, and you guys walked through. That's where we ended last session. And as you turn and look, you catch just as they finish closing.
Is this, according to the map, do we see a cart and horse?
You don't see a cart and horse. It's just a convenient marker for the party. You guys
Perfect,
are on
okay.
foot
That's
right behind the gate.
us.
That's you.
Got it.
We've been allowed in, so why not simply make camp?
Because the fog is not safe.
Right here? This is not a good place for a camp, my friend.
He kind of looks around.
Yeah, Leaf's gonna start scouting to see. Let me see if I can find somewhere more suitable. Perhaps Bright. You seem to have some familiarity with this land. Do you know where we are?
God? Where are we?
You are at the easternmost gates of Barovia.
We are at the easternmost gates of Barovia.
This is the Old Svalich Road. Or
This
the
is
Old Svalich
Old
Woods,
Svalich
rather.
Woods, and
Do you have any idea if there's any kind of village or town nearby, or should we just find somewhere out here?
You know
The
that it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 14, 15 miles to the village of Barovia from here.
I know it is about 14 or 15 miles away from the village of Barovia is 14 or 15 miles away from here.
Upon hearing that, Ficus looks to Uther and goes, "Yeah, we should probably just camp here. Like, let's just."
The fog was only ever a threat when we weren't invited. We've been invited, so I don't see why he would invite us only to kill us.
I tend to agree with you, however, like looking up at the gates behind us,
So it is not a friendly
this
sight.
feels ominous. Just, if you will, allow me to do what I do best. I shall return in just a moment. I'd like to.
I don't think that you should be going alone.
Very
ahead and
well
make a
then.
survival
Would you like
check.
to accompany? If you would like to accompany me, let us proceed together. Just a short way from this gate.
I kind of look, hoping somebody else will volunteer to go with.
Low-key, Uther is taking out his camping gear.
13 survival.
All right.
I guess I'm going with.
Walk ahead a little bit just to kind of look around in the vicinity of
Like
the
a
gatehouse.
mile or two, maybe. Like I would go a fair ways, maybe even trot.
Okay.
Like a little jog.
Yeah. So you start jogging down the road to the west, and it doesn't take you too long. You probably get maybe a half mile away or so, maybe a full mile. And really, what you come to find out is that much of the forest appears almost completely impenetrable. Whether it's due to the ancient trees, the suspiciously swirling fog, whatever it is, it just seems like a wall around you. But then a small game trail opens up that leads off the main road. You look down the trail, and the mist serendipitously parts, and you're able to see several dozen yards into the forest. What could be a stone shrine stands aslant in a small clearing. A raven is perched atop the weather-worn steelie. That might be a place to camp.
I'm gonna return to the others, and first I'm gonna mark. So I'm gonna mark this location
Mhm.
in my mind, and then I'm gonna I'll return. So I'm maybe 100 yards away or something, and sort of signal is like, I may have found somewhere more suitable.
Like Uther has like one of the pins up, and he's like,
He's gone long enough that Uther has almost gotten a tent together.
Right.
Oh, wonderful. I'd
Told you
imagine.
not to do that.
I perhaps it's simply me. I find it comforting sleeping next to stone. It just looks at the wall.
This is not
All
the
right,
stone that you
then.
should sleep next to. The
Well,
further
I
in there, the
will-
safer it will be.
Well, I'll move if you all insist. It's just stone is comforting and fewer places to be attacked from if we have a wall to our back.
I kind of like look around and I like pick up like a small-ish rock and I just like do a little quick inscribing on it and then it starts glowing and I just kind of put it in his hands. I'm like, comforting rock.
It'll
And
do.
then I just go.
He like pops his tit.
Nice.
So you guys walk down the Old Svalich Road. You find the spot that Leaf marked. You all can see through. It's as though the mist is pushed away from that area somehow. You see, it's several dozen yards off the main road, where you can see this steely, this small, maybe 3 foot tall rock of some kind. It's hard to see details from the road.
Rock.
Appreciate it.
Leaf looks actually to Solaire, and he kind of tries to catch your attention. And when he sees that you're looking at him or whatnot, he'll say, "What do you think, holy man?"
Personally, I don't need rest like you guys do, but I suggest whatever we decide, we stay in a group.
Do you need water like the rest of us?
I pull out the journal and I start writing stuff down. Just taking note of this conversation. It's fine.
Do you need to hydrate?
Ficus, shall we? And Leaf starts walking towards the sty.
Approaching.
Ficus has like a piece of bread halfway in her mouth. Yeah, I guess. And she like shoves it in her pack and like goes and helps set up camp.
I help too.
She does her best to like make things homey.
As you guys walk down the game path, you break through a curtain of invisible spider webs, stubbornly clinging to your face and your hands. So Ficus and Leaf, you both just get faces full of these sudden spider webs.
I pull a move from the hit series Shrek, and I grab a stick, and then I start like winding up the spider webs as I go through, and eventually have like a spider web bouquet.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not pulling that move from Shrek. I'm just trying to collect the spider webs.
It's cotton candy.
Sure about that?
As you start to approach the Steely, the raven, which is still sitting on top, shifts from talon to talon. It caws again, and then it flies away. As the two of you get closer, the extreme disrepair of the monument becomes more clear. Moss clings to its cracked stone, long gouges mar its surface. At its foot is a pile of broken stones, but around it is a clearing sufficient to camp. Close enough to the main road to keep from being lost, far enough away to keep from being seen.
Can I inspect it and see if I know anything about what the monument used to be?
Are you thinking a history check? What?
Sure. I grew up here.
Yeah, you can make a history check. That's fine.
Okay. I roll my shiny dice. Please be good to me. 15.
15. You know that periodically throughout Barovia there are these small shrines. There's several dozen of them spread across the small countryside. Nobody that you've ever talked to really knows what they're for. They
Okay.
seem to just be maybe a leftover of a forgotten time.
The raven is a good sign to me. I like birds. I trust birds.
Is it
They're
usually
easy
a
to
good sign to
follow.
me?
So, ravens can be either benevolent or ominous, and it's really up to the interpreter as to how their flight and their behavior speaks.
They're fantastic scouts. They'll let you know if something is around and something is coming. They give
They
us a
also
warning
mean something
sign.
is coming.
Of course, we disturbed it right now, but it'll stay nearby, I should imagine. If y'all would like, I could probably make a fire. I'll dig a small pit. It should keep the flames from causing too much light, but at least we'll have a little warmth. Yes, no, don't everyone speak up at once.
I think I'm still back with Solaris.
Yeah.
You didn't come with us?
So right now,
Oh, fair.
Solaire and Uther are standing on the road, while Leaf and Ficus have made their way in, and Bright followed along behind.
Uther would just be like, so I'm real thirsty. I'm gonna get some water. Should I bring back one? Or two? Or you need anything? Do you drink? Like, that's all that's happening.
So I think Leaf will definitely there's a way you can dig a pit in the ground. So there's
Yeah.
you make a fire. There's not a lot of smoke. There's not a lot of light, but it
Mhm.
definitely heats food and keeps you warm. So
Absolutely. So Leaf starts digging. Ficus, what are you up to?
Upon seeing that Uther and Solaire never came down and joined us, I'm going to kind of try to take a very quiet back way out of the woods so that way I could sneak up on them and startle them, because I'm starting to Ficus is aware that it's kind of creepy here, and she just wants to see how funny it would be to startle either a Goliath or a mechanical being that she has not seen any emotion from. So she's kind of just well, it's gonna, and she just scoots back using her spiderweb stick if she needs it, just to make sure she doesn't run into any more spiderwebs herself, attempting to sneak up behind Solaire and Uther.
All right.
Ficus the Giant Slayer.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage because it's dark and Uther has a light stone in his hand, but that's the only light that's around right now, except for
I made him a nightlight.
the fire that is starting to burn. So you start creeping.
Did that work?
It did, yes.
My
You start
passive.
creeping back.
Oh, that's without advantage, so let me...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. You
That's
start
a 24.
creeping your way down the game path, and you know right where the edge of Uther's light is. And right when you get to the edge of that light, you kind of slide into the forest. And it's, even for you and your small stature, it's still a really dense forest. The trees are very old, the undergrowth is thick and ancient and full of thorns. But you're committed to this. So you work your way through, and you make your way to the edge of the road, and you know that you're not seen. You walk up just in time to hear Uther say, so should I bring back 2 waters?
Oh gosh. I didn't think about what she would say.
No, sneak attack. Sneak attack, that's all you need.
Oh.
Throw food.
Yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is the spiderweb thing. I'm going to try to wedge it gently into Uther's hand, if he's just kind of standing there with his hands down at his side. I just want to get it stuck in there and just watch what happens. mainly because I feel like Uther's skin can feel this, and I'm not sure if a mechanical robot can feel this. So, going for the person that I know has, like, tendons and the ability to feel here, I'm gonna just jam this web stick in his hand.
Web
You
stick. Ugh.
very
Web.
cautiously jam a web stick into Uther's hand. Uther, your hand suddenly starts tickling, and you look down, and there's like 4 quarter-sized spiders that are walking up your arm towards your elbow, and your hand is covered in spider webs.
Who did that?
Who gave me a snack? I want another one.
He's eating all 4 of them. But he is gonna turn around and see if he can find who, what caused this.
Do you make a perception check, see if you see her?
Alright, please don't suck. Keep thinking it sucks.
You have no idea where it came from.
There's ghosts.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's gonna stand on the other side of the robot.
Web stick.
Uh,
I think after I like didn't get the reaction that I wanted, I'm just gonna kind of pop my head out of the forest and be like, "Hey, are you guys gonna help with camp?"
Oh, right. Okay, helping. I mean, I already made my 10 months, but yes, I'll do it again. That's no problem.
I'm
As
following you.
As we walk in, I mention, "Oh, look out! There's spider webs."
Uther definitely hits a whole bunch of spider webs that nobody else knocked down because of his height.
Also, are you gonna come help with camp? Says the person who actively didn't help with camp.
Correct.
On
I
brand.
know what I'm doing.
That's not brand, yes.
All right, yeah. So he's gonna just wipe off most of the spiders, eat a couple more, then go about building his tent again.
That's fine. You guys set up camp around the Steely. It doesn't take too much effort, and find yourselves ready to settle in for the night. You have any plans for a watch? Anything else?
I'll keep
Probably
first
do a
watch.
watch.
I'll find the most advantageous position, and I'll probably make a lean-to there while I try to keep an eye out in case it rains.
I mean, you need any help on watch?
Nah, I'll be all right. You get some rest. Don't want you passing out on me. I'm not carrying you.
Do you need one of us to relieve you after a time? Do you need some rest or something?
I'll be able to do the same thing same time. What I do is I take a rest, yet I'm not asleep for it. But I'll be able to handle the watch and sleep at the same time and rest at the same time.
Also, you answered their questions.
Interesting.
I just kind of, at this point, I just kind of sidle up to Uther. Like, I like pull him aside, and I'm like, okay, I actually want to know a lot about him as well. So I guess if he answers our questions, you just ask me and I'll ask him. Because I also really want to know. Okay?
Good deal.
Okay. And I just like go back to camp.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Leaf kind of does this thing where, just like a cat, he sort of like finds a spot where he sort of like he's used to sleeping outside, so he just kind of like winds himself up in his cloak in a manner, and he's close to the fire pit with some like extra little branches and sticks around that he can feed it if needed. But the idea is just to have something sort of smoldering and warm to keep us, just to chase away the
I am
spooky.
also smoldering and warm. Just heads up.
Fair enough. Hey.
So Uther sets up his camp. It does a bit of a ritual before going to sleep. Like it's like half meditation, half like a chant kind of deal. Then he lies down to go to bed, and he is just the worst snore you've ever fucking.
Oh,
It sounds like two boulders headbutt each other. It's terrible.
great.
I think he does it on purpose.
Bright like pulls out a couple like pieces of like plate metal and wires and leather and stuff and like tinkers a little bit just as like a comfort ritual, I guess. And kind of like looks at Ficus and is like, if I promise to make some better, would you lend me a shoe of yours?
I'm taking them off anyways, and then I just like kick my boots off. Just kind of like throw them right at her. I'm also gonna go to bed now. And Ficus just scurries away and just kind of climbs up a tree, uses her rope to tie her legs around so she's just nice and nestled into a nice big thick branch
That's adorable.
Awesome.
with her toes hanging out. Pulls a blanket over and just kind of nestles in it. Like, even though Uther's snoring so loud, Ficus is out.
She snores louder?
She does not snore louder.
She snores in
In
harmony.
fact, you can't hear her at all. So, like, if you didn't see her go up there, you probably wouldn't know that she, in fact, went up the tree.
If anyone was watching, nobody would like see his eyes open or anything like that, but maybe like the twitch of an ear, and then I like your style, Ficus Fig of the Forest. Rest well.
Drool is already starting. She's so tired. Not into all this physical activity that we've been doing today.
Bright just kind of like nestles up at the foot of the monument and like does a little bit more work and then just kind of like frustratedly just like, it's like, I'll work on it in the morning, and then just like goes to sleep.
Sure. And then Soul, just for my edification, are you remaining in the clearing or are you going down the game trail for watch? I wasn't clear.
No, I'm gonna remain at the clearing, just an advantageous position, so I can see as much as I can while I take my rest.
Sure. So about the time everyone settles in, there is a purr of thunder in the distance, and a light rain starts to fall. Just enough to keep you wet and uncomfortable. As sleep kind of settles over the four of you, Soul, you find yourself keeping an eye open as you do your own version of rest. And something becomes immediately apparent. It's not more than a few moments after they go to sleep that you realize your companions are resting rather poorly. They're grinding their teeth. Some of them are quietly whimpering. A few incomprehensible words whispered into the breaking day. They kick, they toss, they turn. This is the ambiance to your watch.
Right? You mortals are strange creatures.
Oh no, he's 2 days old!
I'm not 2 days old, I'm like 7.
Okay, sure, baby.
So, Soul, go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
Right in the middle.
We shall see how eventful your watch is beyond the obvious.
We should do this.
Sure.
Why can't I find the roll 20 button?
So there's a dice over to the left you can roll if you'd like. On that gray bar that goes through the screen.
Gotcha.
It's
Nice.
Your first watch, the first 2 hours, is completely uneventful. The rain continues to fall. Right toward the end of the watch is when the sun starts to rise, starts to come up a little bit. But nothing happens. As for the rest of you, Uther, your rest is far from pleasant. You stand in darkness, in a dream, you hope. Grave soil beneath your feet, massive sword limp to your side, hovering inches above the shattered remains of your great axe on the ground. The steady drip of blood from your blade forms a puddle at its tip, one to match the puddle forming beneath your side. You look down and see your hand clutching a mortal wound, your blood mixed with the blood of your enemies. Your pulse is visible in the ebb and flow of fluids rushing out between your fingers. Around you are bodies, most unrecognizable, some unknown. 4 that you have started to get to know. A tabaxi, a halfling, a warforged, and a fire ganassi. All lay in pools of their own viscera, spilled, you know, by your own blade. The corpses fade to dust, and a single figure approaches. You drop to your knees, either due to weakness or deference. All deserve death, poet. You have now earned yours. Although you do not see him move, you know the white-hot feeling across your chest is your end. You fall backwards into an open grave and continue falling. The bottom is never reached, the terror never stops, the end simultaneously arrives and will never arrive, and you awaken with a full-body spasm.
And I would like to rage.
You wake
Appropriate.
up
How
in a
many
rage.
hours? Oh, how many hours into my rest did he wake up?
It'd be 5 hours in.
All right,
Or
so
4 hours.
I just
We'll say
remain
4 hours. Yeah, 4
motionless.
hours or so. Right at the end of the second watch. He jolts awake and
Well, I just
He just hear him go. Like he rips the roof off of his tent, and you see he's got his great axe in his hands, and he's like looking feral at you.
it's plenty loud enough to wake up everyone. You guys wake up to Uther screaming. Who keeps moving the horse?
It wasn't me. I just appreciate whoever did.
I thought it was my token. That's my bad.
Yeah, okay.
Found it. Good job. I'm proud of you, Rob.
It was the only one I saw, and there was apparently a clearing I didn't know about. So,
The hex is a mile long. This is an overland map, so
Ooh.
oh, okay.
We just travel miles in our sleep?
yeah, that's exactly what was happening. I kept putting it back and kept moving it. So you guys wake up. Uther is raging and screaming.
What?
Looking around,
What's
listening.
happening?
Does anything else seem amiss?
Make a perception check.
Can we all? Or
Just the
one.
Just the one.
Okay.
Ugh, only a 6. I'm still half
There's
asleep.
still sleep in your eyes. You have no idea what's going on.
Wouldn't I have an advantage considering I've
What
been
is it?
awake this entire time? I've been alert this entire time.
Yeah, you know there's nothing there. You just saw him wake up in a rage.
Oh, okay. Well, just so you guys know, he just did that for some reason. I think he had a nightmare.
Leaf has got his sword in his hand, is like looking around. What is it? What happened?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a nightmare. I died. Yeah, I apologize. He puts his axe down. I know this is a dumb question.
Yeah.
If everything, did I get to see what color the robot's viscera was?
You were not concerned with the color of the viscera.
He's extra bad. Just.
Oh, he was screaming in terror, and when he saw me, he was like, "Wait, let me."
We see
write
him
that
just like
down."
holding his head, like, trying to remember. Like, what was it? What?
Wondering what he focused on so hard.
I think Leaf is gonna sheath his sword and maybe go below the tree, like at the base of the tree that Ficus crawled into, to try to get a little bit out of the out of the misty rain, just get a little more cover and pull his cloak back around him, go back to sleep.
Ficus, upon hearing someone get like underneath her, not really paying attention to who it was because she's still tired of AF, she'll just like billow her blanket to make it just a little bit wider. And so, like, if he's directly under her, there'll be like some protection from some rain. But for the most part, like, they're both getting wet. Like, this is her trying to do him a favor, but
Well, if we're in the tree, we might be a little bit protected. The leaves will help somewhat.
yeah.
It's just like that trickle down your back that stinks.
You're both plants. It's fine.
You know, we're both used to it.
Yeah, Uther is going to go into his bag and pull out Weaver's tools, and he's going to try and repair his tent again. And he's just going to go, I would like to finish watch with you.
Oh, you muted Rob.
I'm going to maintain my active sweep of the area, completely ignoring him
Okay.
because I don't understand what just happened.
He's actually not asking any questions.
Go ahead, Soul. Give me a check for the second quarter of the watch. Just another D20 by itself.
Yeah, I had to drop the Discord.
Okay, you're fine.
6.
Besides Uther's nightmare, it's uneventful. And the third watch of the night begins as Bright and Ficus and Leaf go back to sleep, and Uther repairs his tent in the near to Soul. Uther, why don't you give me the roll for the third quarter of the night?
Hooray!
Go. Killing it tonight.
It's uneventful. 2 hours is plenty of time for you to repair your tent. You want to talk about anything while you're there, or what's the plan while you're on watch with Soul?
Okay, there's one thing he would try.
Say again?
There's one thing Uther's going to try. He's going to say, Soul, you said you were programmed to deal with important people like back in Daggerford, right?
I'm not programmed. I learned just like you regular mortals do.
Oh, I apologize.
I grew up in...
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I grew up inside of a church. I was taught by paladin masters, and it was all part of a project to expand Lathander's reach.
Do you believe in Lathander because you want to, or because they made you to?
I believe in Lathander because Lathander's the reason I'm here.
Could you choose to believe otherwise?
Why would I want to? It's all I've known.
That makes sense. So you have manners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know it's poor manners to pass up on a drink.
Oh, I don't actually need that. I don't even know if I can ingest it.
So you can't ingest it. All right, poison's out then.
I just
I'm sorry.
Uther, you finish up the third section of watch and go back to sleep for the last few hours. It's already 10 in the morning. The sun, you notice, Uther and Soul, since you're awake, when the sun came up, it's definitely daylight. It's not dim light, it's bright light, but there is this just oppressive feeling over everything. It's like that perpetual overcast day. Uh, even when the rain begins to slow and finally stop completely, you still just feel the heaviness that rests over you. Go ahead and roll for the last quarter of the watch, and you guys can have your extended rest, perhaps.
Yeah.
need to roll it.
Yep, you roll it. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Finally.
18.
As noon approaches and you're preparing to awaken your allies from their rest, you hear staccato hoofbeats on the main road. As the rider nears the game trail, you can see through the mists toward the main road, and you see the figure slow and stop. It's a skeleton in rusted scale mail upon a skeletal warhorse more than 20 hands high. The rider stands in a rotting saddle and peers down the path, one hand shielding eyeless sockets, head swiveling as though searching.
It's been how many hours has it been since we've had rest?
It's just about noon.
Oh. So has it noticed us yet?
It's looking your way. You don't know if it's noticed you or not.
All
They
right.
can't-
Well,
they can't
I
see
rally I rally my companions. Let them know. I think we may have to fight soon.
Okay.
As I ready my warhammer, and I guess stand myself between me and them as they get ready.
That's a great axe, a great sword at hand, ready to go.
Can I, do a quick tinker before anything happens? Or no?
You can attempt whatever you would like.
How fast are you?
I need an action.
As you guys
Okay.
kind of assess
I-
what to do and gather up,
Okay.
and Uther prepares, the
I
rider
use my action. I infuse an item.
sits back down on his saddle and continues east down the road.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll be hoping for it. An early morning fight. Nothing starts the day better than that. Get it all out early, and then the day is just coasting.
And here I thought all skeletons were mindless.
The day is yours.
Now that there's some light, and after this sort of strange occurrence, Leaf is going to take a little bit of a closer look at this stele and just look for markings or sort of how it's positioned, the way it's constructed, and he's just going to spend a little bit of time, maybe 15-20 minutes, to try to just investigate it a little
Sure.
closer.
Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
Sure.
I infused my crossbow in that panicked moment.
Okay.
Goodness gracious, an 8. I think I need to switch to my own dice.
So as you
Roll 20 has not been kind tonight.
as you give the stele a look over, you notice that there are spider webs bridging the gouged face of the stone. But no matter how closely you look at its surface, the weathering is too severe. You do find among the debris at the base 3 shattered pieces of an agate bowl, its red and black striated surface covered in dirt and mud. Whatever story this memorial once told, time and weather seem to have silenced it.
Pick up the bowl. I want it.
Oh, are you actually saying that to Leaf?
No, I
Or
haven't.
is that
Bright
Niffer
hasn't
saying
seen it, but Niffer
Yeah.
wants it.
it?
You know I like tinkering with things.
Of course. So I don't know that Leaf knows that quite that much yet. So anyway, yeah. So he's just looking around, like while the others are doing whatever they're doing. He's spending some time. He's like not just the stone, but he's actually gonna like investigate the whole area.
Yep. Other than that, it just seems to be a forest clearing.
Interesting.
I'm going to say to the group, unless you want to spend another night out here, I suggest we start moving.
15 miles to the nearest town, if I recall correctly.
I have a few things to do. 1 second, please. And I quick do another tinkering on the boot that I hope that hasn't been taken away from me. And I just kind of GM.
Yes.
Will you allow me to turn this boot into a bag of holding instead of a regular bag into a bag of holding?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I turn it into a bag of holding. I infuse one of her boots. Do you have a preference, left boot, right boot?
Left boot.
All right. I tinker around a little bit in left boot, and I kind of like rip it, I guess, and like sew and like, you know, add in a couple like little patches so that you could just like unfold it and just jam stuff in, and then like put it back into a boot, and then I just here, and I just hand it back to Ficus. It goes like this, and I like pull it open again to like show her. You were putting so much stuff in there that I thought maybe you could use this.
She opens the boot, and you have never seen your boots open so wide. It looks so deep. You could put entire banquets into this boot.
Don't get in there yourself, but I thought maybe you could put your things like your food.
That's a neat trick, right?
Thank you.
It was a flap that she got to use to open it.
A little bit.
Oh, I am totally going to wait for a time she's rushing to get dressed and have her roll to see if she accidentally slips into her boot. Holding.
It's getting shoved into a boot.
Knee high, knee deep, right into the boot.
I just hope we never forget about these boots and then accidentally put them in another bag of holding.
Do that.
Uh-oh.
I mean, look, in theory, I could make 2 bags of holding, so if we absolutely need a really big bomb, we have one. But for now, I've tinkered on my own crossbow. And then, yesterday for the masquerade, all of Bright's face was like really done in like white pearlescent like makeup and stuff. But she took that off for like sleeping and stuff. And this morning she like makes a big deal of like outlining her eyes like very carefully and intricately in still like white makeup. And so it looks kind of like flames around her eyes, except they're white.
Cool.
Nice.
But she does it really quickly, like she's gotten very used to doing it.
Absolutely.
Tell me, Solaire, you were able to stay the whole evening alert and still be rested this morning. Well,
I don't
this
need-
afternoon.
Like I said before, I don't need necessarily sleep like you guys do. However, I do need a chance to rest as well. But it's only for a couple hours.
Sounds similar to meditation. Your skills are most valuable. Thank you for watching over us.
Well, we're going to be companions on this thing. I need you to last longer than the night.
Indeed. Hopefully longer than that. Shall we?
Set out.
Let's go. 15 miles.
You guys
You are really excited.
head back to the main road. and start making your way along. And the forest itself is as thick and dark and ominous as it was the night before. The fog is not dense. It's more like
Misty.
it's misty. Sorry, there's a dinosaur printing off of the printer right now.
Hooray! Are
Oh.
we fighting dinosaurs?
Sorry.
I don't think we're level
I
for that.
I stopped it because
We're
I thought it was
fighting
an old
dinosaurs.
thing coming through.
We're fighting dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
I want to fight a dinosaur. That's not a dinosaur. That's a gecko.
It was a Komodo
Mama's getting
dragon.
ready for tomorrow.
Sorry, dear. That's the only one that came out. I stopped the other one.
That's going in the notes. A dragon appeared and quickly left.
There's nothing I love more than a
dinosaur.
good hike through the forest, but I generally prefer better scenery. This is ominous.
So,
I wonder what we're in for.
You guys proceed for an hour before you catch the scent of death on the air. It's something
Aw.
Leaf knows. It's something Uther knows. And it's something all of you will get to know much better.
Terrible. Do you all smell that?
mm-hmm.
Death is.
Make it day.
I thought that was me, so I'm glad that you guys all smell that too. So I was real worried.
Just not very far ahead of you at all, you see two wolves worrying something at a bend in the road.
Hold back.
I approach cautiously.
Can we observe them for a moment?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
they
wait.
just like they're gnawing on something.
They're gnawing on something. Go ahead and make a perception check if you would like. And if somebody else would as well.
Can I
started scribbling on the
All right.
rock.
I'm using my own dice. That's another 8.
can I actually try an animal handling check to approach them cautiously, like kind of shooing them down a little bit?
Sure.
Have not. Yeah. I haven't rolled over a 10 yet. I don't like that.
Go ahead and make an
Did
animal
you-
handling check.
17.
So Uther, you start to approach them, and go ahead and start working your way down, just one space at a time.
Did you take your rock with light?
It's daylight now.
No, I know, but I want the rock with light back. I gave him a nightlight, but I want it back.
Well, he still has it.
Okay.
About the
As long
time,
as it is possessed by
about the
party.
time you get there, the
Mhm.
two wolves look up at you. They growl,
And
but
Yes.
watch you cautiously.
get slow. He goes.
Oh, you said that too quietly,
You
brother.
said that so
You are-
quiet,
yeah,
your mic
you're
didn't pick it
cutting
up.
And he says, "I have no interest in harming you or defiling your home. I simply want to pass through." Getting
About the time you get there, they both flee into the woods.
about
Well, that's one way to go about it.
Well, they had skin.
Oh, he said that quietly to the
Oh.
others.
You
My
also
bad.
are close enough to see that the foul scent leads you to a corpse at the bend in the road, not far away. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and ranked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body as well. It's surrounded by paw prints, but despite the wound, there's no blood around the body, and there's a crumpled envelope in one hand.
Do we all
Pick up
go and see this?
Interesting.
Pick up the envelope,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna do my best to read.
I forgot he has the lowest intelligence of the group.
It's a level. It's 9. Oh, it's cursive. Fuck. All right.
If you scroll down, it's going to be normal.
No, I'm doing it like I'm doing it like him.
No, that's in character. That's in character.
Oh shit.
So
What is this strange runic text?
Oh, this is not in common.
No,
Oh,
the handouts aren't supposed to be readable. That's why there's words below.
I can read it, sort of.
I can.
Do I?
Hail thee of might and valor, I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, and you know. Oh, sorry. And? No, send you honor with despair.
Honor with
They're killing us with this
My
handwriting.
adopted daughters, the fair Irina.
Koliana,
Oh, Koliana has
Koliana.
been these past nights.
bitten by a vampire.
Ah,
I think I just bent over trying to read this letter at the same time.
Yeah.
all of us are like, what?
Uther's just sitting here like holding it while the two of them are like.
For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people.
Now,
As they're like all reading it out loud, Ficus actually has already finished it, and she's just kind of staring at them, waiting for them to finish sounding out the letter.
I've ignored them and performed last rites on the body.
Is that say or Sully? Sully.
They say to you,
Oh, it's say.
give us up for dead and help.
That says in circle. I got that one. Circle.
Let holy men call upon their powers of the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after you are all departed for a better life. The rock that I tinkered on was going to be a nice smelling rock that we could kind of carry with us, but now I just kind of out of respect like lay it next to the body. So it smells kind of more pleasant and tries to cover the smell of death.
Okay.
After I performed last rites, I did a quick search of the body to make sure there was not anything to identify him or anything that might help us figure out anything else was going on.
You searched the body. He didn't seem to have anything else on him.
Okay.
Commoner's clothes and this unusual letter.
So while they discuss, I'm going to read it myself real quick.
Okay.
Holy man, do you know what a vampire is? Do any of you?
I assume I do?
How well known are vampires?
Reasonably well. You guys would at least know rumors of vampires. And Bright, you would know specifically that spelling of vampire is a particularly old and ominous. It's much more than just saying something's a vampire. It is something dread. It's meant to evoke an even deeper sense of sorrow and despair.
Do I know anything about any particular vampires in the region?
You know that vampires exist throughout Barovia, and
great.
You know that your Dark Lord is their master.
Hey, there it is. Cool.
So, do you say anything when he asks if anyone knows of this?
They are not uncommon in this land.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. The story gets more and more interesting every day. Every moment. I love this kind of thing. I think we should try to find this Burgomaster. It seems he's looking for help.
Actually, it sounded like he wanted anything but that. It sounded more like he was like, go away, let us die.
Did I recognize the body at all?
You'd have no reason to recognize it. They
cool.
weren't Vistani.
Okay. Is this not Kolyan Indirovich?
No, you know that he's the Burgomaster of Barovia, the village of Barovia.
The Burgomaster?
Yes, well, you know what I mean.
He's just out there grilling every day.
He is. He's the
That's
master
right.
burger, the master
Yeah.
burger maker.
Yeah.
Uther just
I
raised
agree,
his
Ficus
hand
Fig.
and said-
That I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say, Uther just raises his hand and goes, "Do you know how to kill a vampire?"
Well, not really, but I'm sure we can find a way. And I agree with you, Ficus Fig. It does seem to be a warning, but perhaps there is a cry for help veiled within the writing.
It's not like we can go back anyway, so ever forward.
Does say that holy men
It's the
call upon their
spirit.
power, and you yourself say you are a holy man.
I wasn't gonna run.
Lead on, holy man.
All right. Well, after one last glance of our fallen friend here, I guess I'll start leading us forward.
Okay. You guys continue on down the path until you make your way out of the Svalage Woods itself. For hours, the deep forest surrounded you, leaving only two choices: follow the crushed stone path into the unknown or flee to the closed gate. A break in the trees opens into a plain which stretches a few hundred yards to the north and west before disappearing into a thick green mist like what was behind you at Barovia's gates. The road continues west, but is met on the south by a pair of stone columns on either side of a smaller cobblestone lane. From the driveway westward, the path becomes a well-kept, if well-worn, stone road. Lanterns installed at the top of either pillar flicker futilely against the ever-present mist. A pair of children, no older than 10, see you as you break out through the forest. They're huddled together in the chill autumn air. The one looks your way and waits.
So
You didn't. You weren't loud enough.
I'll sit there. There are kids watching us.
Yes.
As we got there before.
Bright is just waving. Is there a response?
The older of the two kind of very tentatively waves back, and the smaller clutches the teddy bear that they're holding closer.
They're both vampires. I'm kidding.
Uther's just gonna go, "Oh, hello, little one." And he's gonna try each other.
As you approach, they, especially Uther, they kind of curl into each other. And the older one kind of lifts her hand and looks up and she goes, There's a monster in our house. She points down the cobblestone drive behind her. Whatever might be down that road is miles down the way. Please help.
Puts head in each other. There's no need to. I think he kind of turns to the rest of the group.
Half of what you said cut out, bud. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
You are
I'm sorry.
losing a lot.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry.
You're.
All right, how about now? Better?
Yeah.
All right,
You don't
he
have
just
to whisper.
he just looks at the rest of the group and he goes, "I think we might be able to spare a moment to reassure some tiny people that there are no monsters."
I'll walk past him towards the children. I want to use my especially nice charisma score to try to reassure the children.
All right.
Friendly robot man says it's okay.
Yeah, people.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I think that'd be good.
Watch out.
I want to know what Solaire says to them.
And then,
I also want to hear this.
Okay, and then tell me what you say to the kids.
Well, I just kind of kneel down, look them both in the eye, and go, "Do not worry, children, for we shall take care of this monster for you, and hopefully we can return your parents to you in one piece as well."
She kind of looks up at you and she gets that look of hope in her eyes. She's like, we'll take you to our home. We won't go in. The monsters are there, but we'll take you. Come. This is my brother Thorn. I'm Rose. Come with us.
Rose,
I'm sorry.
what do the monsters look like?
I don't know what the monster looks like. My mommy and daddy lock us in our room when the monster comes. And
How
then they
did
go
you
to
get
find
out
it.
this time? You're not in their rooms. You said that you are locked in your room when the monster comes, but you are not in your rooms.
They didn't come back for so long. We had to climb out the window.
How long has it been?
I don't know. A
Okay.
long time.
Only Coach show us. We'll probably find the answers at his home.
Leads away?
Go.
You follow down the path, and it's actually about 2 miles down before you get to the riverbank. And as you approach, you see a weathered and worn 4-story waterfront home. It's flanked by a carriage house and a shed overlooking the banks of the River Ivlis. A wrought iron gate fills the archway of the small stone portico. Its windows are closed, with heavy wooden shutters. And I will put you in front of the house
Oh, hooray.
and show you what you see. That should be what. That's what you
It's
see.
just a nice house.
And then you said they have a pool in the back, pool party.
It's on the
Oh,
it's
we
on
got-
the River
No.
Ivlis. So
As
it's,
somebody who was raised in a trailer, like, this is amazing. Pay no attention to the fact that it appears to be named Death House. I think it's fine.
I'm sure it's all right. I mean, it's what could happen in a Victorian
Yeah,
home?
it's fine. Let's move in.
All right, let's go to Death House. It sounds awesome.
Let's
sounds
go.
Like, it sounds like sick parties are had there for sure.
Children, are you hungry or thirsty?
no. We
All right.
we don't want to
Can
go
you
in.
find-
Can we
No,
wait
no,
for you here?
of course not. Yes, of course. Do you know a safe place to hide?
We can lock the gate and hide in the portico.
Is that
Good.
Do,
No.
can
We'll
we
come
see
get you.
where that is?
It's the space right in front of you.
I'll tell him good.
Oh.
There we go. So that's the portico.
Okay.
Just a heads up, I'm gonna have to reload roll 20 because it's still on the loading screen.
I just had to do the same thing with our streamed ghost.
Hooray.
So be prepared for a loss of roll 20, perhaps.
Of course, when we actually need it.
Yeah, come on.
Oh yeah,
roll
we
20.
haven't. We could have gotten by all night up to this point, but yeah, now that we need it.
Now that we've said roll 20's name, it won't work.
All right, children. If there's any trouble, I want you to scream as loud as you can, and we will come to help you. In the meantime, we'll see what we can do inside the house. Fear not. We're heroes, after all. And he's like, kind of trying to smile and just charm them a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Kitty.
Do you young ones have any means of protecting yourself should it come to that?
What?
Well, here, he just hands him a hand axe.
What?
Oh, no. I don't think that
She-
will be
she-
necessary.
Leaf will like push it back towards
She
him.
pulls her
It's like,
hands back.
Human children are not taught to fight at such a young age, my friend.
Very different than my tribe.
Indeed. It is our task to protect them. Stay safe, children. We will be out quickly. I assure you. Is the door locked?
So the gate is open, and the front door are those double doors right in front of you. So Soul
I'm
is-
going to volunteer.
Oh.
I said I'm going to volunteer to take the lead on this one. So you're saying this is the front door here?
Yep, that's the front door there.
Okay. You want to come up with a game plan before I barge in?
Well, I'm going to be going in ultra blind because I cannot see anything because the connection to the server has been interrupted again.
Sorry.
Half thought that was a character.
No,
Right. We'll describe everything.
Yep.
We can theater of the mind it.
If you have the stream up, maybe you can see via Roll20.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull it up via the stream.
And I have it fixed so it doesn't spoil anything this time.
Mm-hmm.
Shame.
So oil lamps hang in the portico ceiling by chains. The oaken doors in front of you open up without any difficulty into a grand foyer.
Is Soul right next to Leaf?
Yeah, Sol, you can go up next to Leaf if you'd like.
Oh, sorry. That was on accident.
One's a
I'm
leaf?
hanging in the back.
Leaf's the cat.
Oh,
Leave the cat. Looking into the foyer, you see hanging on the south wall, which is the wall to your right, a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a stylized golden windmill on a red field. Written on a banner above it is what you can only assume is the motto of the family: "Wicked west winds shall never prevail." Emblazoned on the coat of arms. To your left, and also flanking that, there are portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Mahogany double doors are at the end of the foyer.
I'd like to kind of start to make my way in as well.
We are fighting Oz, apparently.
That's same wavelength. That's what I heard too.
mm-hmm.
So seeing that
Everyone sit
Soul
back.
and I'm sorry, Uther, we're gonna take point. I'm gonna sort of I'll wait for them.
Sure. It's another beautiful set of double doors. They have stained glass windows on either side. Images of windmills and tulips are emblazoned in the design of the glass.
Look, as a Dutch girl, I'm very happy right now.
Do we hear anything in the house?
Make a perception check. Your
11.
passives don't hear anything. You hear just kind of the creak of a light wind outside. Nothing from within.
Looking at this door, Uther is just gonna sigh and
Oh.
say to us, so do we really think there's even anything here?
We saw a skeleton driving a carriage on the way here. Do you really want to doubt these kids?
I doubt that they may have been able to get away. I'm glad that they did, but all just seems suspicious.
If I'm in earshot, I'll just be like, nothing is suspicious in this land. Many things happen like this.
I'll take your word. And they'll just open the door.
The door opens without any difficulty at all.
Hooray!
The main hall runs the width of the house. There's a black marble fireplace to your left, and a sweeping red marble staircase to the right. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a longsword, with a windmill cameo worked into the hilt. The walls are paneled in wood, with ornate sculptures of vines and flowers and nymphs and satyrs. Now that you've opened the door, you think you can hear some various sounds. It sounds almost like dinner is happening through the doors in front of you. There's the tinking of glass and china upon each other. To the right over here, sorry if you didn't see the ping. So that's where the sounds of dinner perhaps being eaten are coming from. To the right over here, you hear maybe the clang of a pot. And then directly to your right, there's this mellow guitar music that's playing.
Just a heads up, I got Roll20 to work, but now I am blind within Roll20, and I cannot see anything. Like, I can see what's happening on the stream, but I cannot see anything as Ficus.
Hey, Roll20, if you're watching and want to sponsor us and get us better tools for this game, that'd be awesome.
Be so neat.
My recommendation be trying to move your token, because that sometimes does it.
I did, and so what it's doing is as I'm moving it, like clears that spot, and I can see that spot, but like I can't see anyone else.
Move everywhere.
I mean, that is one option, but I can't even see other people. Like, can you guys see me moving at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see anyone. But as I go like this and swirl her in circles, I can see more of the map.
Who fun?
So she's like erasing the map as she's moving.
Erase the darkness.
I think we're just gonna...
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Ficus
I'll
is
just
very
walk from it.
forgetful. She just doesn't know where she's been.
Or where she's going, or if anyone's around her.
She has very little object permanence.
Yep. I'm not in the room that it says I'm in, I promise.
Leaf will move into the Great Hall.
Yep. You hear those same sounds. It sounds like dinner is coming from up this direction. Maybe somebody working on cooking over that way. And there's mellow music coming beneath you. Beneath Uther.
Not in the mood for mellow music personally. So he's gonna start to look towards the area with the pot.
Okay.
Kind of gesturing like, this is where I intend to go. Is there any disagreements? Would someone like to go somewhere else?
Well, I'm gonna move up to the door. I'm gonna beat him there.
Okay. Standing at the door, it's much easier to hear what's going on. You hear like you catch maybe a couple complaints from servants who know that, well, from what you hear in this door directly ahead of you, there's definitely some people who are drunk in there. You hear laughing. You hear a couple bawdy jokes. You hear a clang of a pot coming from the kitchen and then from the dining room. There's all of a sudden just the shatter of a goblet and then this uproarious laughter and scorn. You spilled it! Never spill it!
Oh, I'm sorry. I cautiously opened the door to peek inside.
Which one? You're still muted.
Yep. Sorry, I just swore. Let's go north.
Okay.
I'll roll those dice.
You open the door, and within is an empty dining room. There are plates covered as though some great meal had been going on. There's silverware left sitting on the table in various places. There's ashes in the fireplace. The centerpiece of this wood-paneled dining room is a carved mahogany table. There's 8 high-backed chairs around it. A crystal chandelier above the chairs. Above the fireplace, there's a picture of a alpine vale. It's quite nice. And then there's deer and trees and the wood paneling decorating it. Otherwise, it's empty.
Do the noises keep going?
There's no more sound coming from the dining room. But Uther, as you stand next to the kitchen, you hear something else from within. You hear a door open and close, but Soul is still standing there with the door open. And then you hear the door next to you open and close. And within, you hear a voice that says, Master Durst, you should return to the party. We'll bring the wine. No problem. No problem. No. You take it, Duncan. I want something in the pantry. Yes, sir. You hear the kitchen door open and close, though it doesn't move. And the dining room door open and close, though it's already open.
I want to stand in the middle of the hall and I want to like reach in my bag and I have like a little glass like marble stone bead type thing in my hand and like set it on a little smaller plate of metal and I'm like casting detect magic through it so that it will kind of like act as a compass to show me what different types of magic are going on with this. Please? This has got magic, please.
So it does light up with magic.
What school? What color is it?
It's this sickly green of necromancy.
Which means ah.
Gonna-
Holy man.
I'm
Do you
going
feel anything in here?
to the kitchen.
There is a lot of not good magic around here, everyone.
When
I'm
Uther mentions going to the kitchen, Ficus is like, "Oh, yes," and just
Kitchen over
like
here.
sneaks in with him towards the kitchen.
Okay.
I think the kitchen's over here, right?
Yep, the kitchen is right where Uther was standing. So he
My
moved us.
mistake. So yeah, I'm
If
gonna-
someone can move me, that would be great.
Yep, no problem.
So that way I can actually see the kitchen on the screen.
So as you start to open the door, Uther, right before you open it, you hear a breathless gasp, and then there's this whisper: "Master Durst, your wife and guests are in the next room." When you open the door, it's empty.
Naughty, naughty.
It's
I'm gonna go
tidy.
check-
Dishware and cookware and utensils are neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and rolling pin on top of it. There's a dome-shaped oven on one part. There's a door toward the back, and a bent iron stovepipe connected to a hole in the ceiling.
I'm gonna check. You said I heard a pantry open, so I'm gonna look in the pantry.
You go to open the pantry door, and there's food within it.
Is it rotten? Like, how old is this food?
The food doesn't appear to be rotten, no.
Okay, then I start to eat some of it.
The first handful, the first thing you notice is it's not rotten, it's not bad, it's just utterly bland. It's tasteless. I don't know. It's hard to describe what it is. It's so little.
I think I still have some of those peppers, so that'll work real nice. Also, I would like to just investigate the kitchen and pantry to see if I find anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll an
I'm
investigation.
taking my detect magic stone from like room to room, and it's supposed to light up like and tell objects that are magic. Like, what in particular is giving off this magic?
So with the doors open, nothing gives off magic in these rooms. But
Then how come I'm detecting magic?
It would be detecting necromancy behind you toward the den right now.
Okay, I'm gonna just like hot and cold it until I find the source.
Okay.
Warmer.
Can I try one other thing after I investigate?
Sure. What was your you look around, you can find a number of different types of food. There's some apples, there's tins of rice and beans.
Yeah, I'm taking all that shit.
In the boot of holding.
And also, I would like to close the door while I'm inside.
Okay. So you close the door behind you with you in the pantry. Ficus, do you want closed in the pantry with Uther, or do you want to stay in the kitchen?
I'm gonna be honest, the second Ficus smelled even the blandest of bread, she would have just turned and been like, okay, I'm also in here.
Alright.
And would have been just like, because she knows that her boots can hold more, she would be trying to snipe some of this stuff.
Sure.
Not a lot of it, but enough to like sustain her and her friends for a little bit.
Is she doing it sneaky, or is she like being obvious? Because if she's being obvious and he sees how much shit can go in that boot, he's gonna help you load up that goddamn boot.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, she doesn't have any reason to be sneaky right now, so.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, you go to like shut the door, and then you turn around, and she's like halfway through shoving food, and then you're like, no, go on.
Like, I got all these potatoes for you. Like,
Yes.
I'm so glad I facilitated this.
All right, but yeah, while they're doing that, he'll close the door as them being sneaky, getting all this food. So the door is closed behind us.
When Uther closes that door, Bright, a couple things happen. First, the door starts to turn green, according to your sight of magic. And Uther, you assume where you left off as the door opened. I'm trapped, yes, but not dead. Join me in the pantry, then they'll be 2 rooms away. And even though it doesn't move, you hear the squeak of the pantry door opening and closing, fading.
Does
into
Ficus
silence.
also hear this stuff?
Yeah, I'm just looking
You
at
would hear,
Ficus
you're
like,
close enough that you would hear
Okay.
that too, but you didn't hear the first part, so all you heard is, I'm trapped, yes, but not dead. Join me in the pantry, then they'll be 2 rooms away. And
Upon hearing that someone's coming into the pantry and she doesn't recognize the voices, she's gonna pull 2 daggers out of her boots and just kind of be like prepped and ready.
Yeah, I like run to the door when it starts glowing.
Okay, so you run to the door. You gonna open it? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna like, huh, and then just kind of like transfer the rock and then pull my hand out of my glove and use mage hand to open the door because I don't want to touch that door.
You open the door
Leaf was-
and you see. Oh yeah, and I'll get to Leaf in just a second.
It's
You
okay.
open the door and you see Uther and Ficus ready to fight. Leaf, what do you want to do?
So Leaf sort of got a little bit of advantage, taking a few steps up the circular staircase, and has been looking through the door. And I was gonna ask what Solaire's been doing, because he
Solaire,
entered the room and then what?
I've just been looking around. For all I assume, I was still inspecting the room, trying to figure out was there like a trap door or something.
Roll an investigation check.
You always ask me to roll things. I gotta go all the way back to our thing.
Oh, what a hassle.
I know, right?
Oof.
Ooh, I did not find anything.
No. You wander around. There doesn't seem to be anything of particular interest. Just silverware and dishes and half-eaten food sitting on them.
Benefit of anyone listening, that was a natural 1 for a 2.
You weren't supposed to say anything.
You know.
Don't tell everyone my shame.
Well, sometimes I listen and I just want to hear the numbers.
Yeah, monsters
not-
literally flew by and I somehow missed them. They're just looking through the eyes and the thing, giggling loudly, and somehow I didn't notice.
Leaf, as you kind of get that better vantage point, you come eye level with some of the wood paneling. And throughout the main hall, you see the vines and the flowers and the nymphs and the satyrs. But as you get to eye level, you notice that there are serpents and skulls inconspicuously woven into the wall design itself.
It's a trap.
Yep. Has anyone found anything?
I say, opening the door that has necromancy all over it. Yeah, I would say that I found something.
What is it?
I don't know.
Useful.
I return
What
over.
do you, what do you think it is? Take a guess?
I just kind of like make eye contact with Uther and with Ficus, who look ready to throw down.
I think inkling of this
Is the music still playing?
The only thing you hear mellow music coming from the den. Yes.
So it's still playing?
Yes.
All right, so Leaf is going to come back down the stairs and open the door.
So you get up to that door, and right as you start to open it,
My magic rock.
oh, it's green right now. The door is green at the moment.
Great.
You
Maybe it's kind of like one of those, like, I look through the glass and, like, it's a little hidden picture thing where, like, everything looks green when I look through it.
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
You hear a voice start to say, "Tell me, Mr. Durst, does your wife dance well?" And then you open the door and the voice fades.
Are we just, like, uncovering the ghost of an affair right now?
And the
Yep.
Oh, great.
the necromancy fades as the doors open.
Huh.
So
Huh?
You find yourself in an
What-
oak-paneled room. It looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head. Positioned on the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, and an oak table between them supports a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table, surrounded by 4 chairs. There's 2 cabinets against the wall, one directly in front of you, and one just to your left between the wolves.
Leaf's fur fluffs up a little bit, like an animal that's like alert
Startled?
and irritated. No, more like angry, probably little. So he's just he's not happy about this kind of a trophy room, and but he doesn't see anything inside that's moving.
Nothing's
Yeah.
moving.
Nothing
It's empty otherwise.
Should we go ask the children if this is what their house is normally like?
I mean,
This
you
does
could
not
try.
seem like a pleasant place to grow up.
Solaire, aren't you able to, I don't know, like, can't you tell if there's something going on here? Doesn't your god know something or tell you something or?
So I'll do a quick prayer and use divine sense.
Okay. And either toss that in the window or remind me the range of divine sense.
60 feet.
60
Oh,
feet.
okay.
Look at all of us knowing it. Way to go.
Yes.
So it should go all the way through the
So it
top
should
of
go
the
all the way
house.
through the house. So let's see how detailed that is. I think it just tells you if there is.
Tells you if there
It doesn't tell me who it is. It tells me what there is, what it is, and where its location and what type.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
sense undead above you and below you.
What about on this floor?
There are no undead on this floor.
Oh, great. We've been dealing with ghost walls all day.
Great.
All right, so I just informed the group that we do have company of the undead kind above and below us. Which ones do you want to tackle first?
Below us, that would mean that there would be
Okay, the
some way
location.
down.
So let me
Oh, okay.
let me be more specific since it says location.
Yeah.
Above you, 10, 20 feet, and again another 10 above that. So your best guess is you sense undead on the 3rd and the 4th floor,
I got to count.
As well as below us?
as well as below you. Yes.
I got a head count.
3 above, and you can only sense 1 below as I look at the distance and where you're standing.
Which means there's more further than 60 feet down.
Maybe.
We're assuming this
I'm
thing
going to
has
open this door.
5 levels of basement.
Yes.
It's a
All of
cloakroom.
the sub-basements.
There are old cloaks there. There's a top hat on a shelf.
Well, seeing
Has
as I
anyone
don't like,
seen a stairway down?
seeing as I don't like undead, I'm just start heading upstairs first because that's the way we see.
Okay.
I would also like to go upstairs. The downstairs kind of scares me because there's not going to be natural light down there, and that's terrifying.
Yep, we can all go upstairs.
Let's stay together.
Let's never leave people behind. Please.
We're going upstairs.
I don't know what you're talking about. Then you guys leave me behind to go raid the pantry.
You were the next room.
Is
We're on the next floor.
do you want to close any doors behind you or just going up to the next floor?
No, I want to leave them open.
Wait, how do we get to the next floor?
I'm moving you as quick as I can.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm the only one on my map. Oh no. Thank you.
No
Oh,
problem.
So there was a door that was being left open, but Uther would have raised his hand again and gone, I think the key to whatever is happening here is finding more of these voices and understanding the situation here. And we only seem to accomplish this when the doors are closed.
So are you gonna close doors on your way out, or?
That's what he's saying that to the party, like gesturing, like I kind of want to close them. What are you guys thinking?
Well, Leaf left them open. If you wanted to close them, you're free to do that.
Okay, yeah, then he's gonna just kind of close them as he walks along,
Okay.
seeing if you hear any more voices.
So as you close the kitchen door, you close it and you hear the pantry door open and then close again, and nothing else from there.
Okay.
When you close the dining room door, which is to your right, just outside the kitchen, and pause for a moment, you hear a slurred call for more wine. Have you not had enough, Lady Durst? Never enough, comes the reply in unison from a number of people. Get us more wine, Gus, a feminine voice sings out. I hate that name. It is Gustav. Gustav. You hear the sound of the door that you have just closed slam shut.
What a story they have to tell. And then
Yeah, this is some drama.
And then you walk by the hunter's den. Do you want to close that door too?
Yep. Close all the doors.
Okay. So you close the hunter's den and you pause for just a moment there. And let's see how far we got. So you hear just where Leaf left off. You don't hear the first part, but you hear it pick up here. Not as well as before the two children, but well enough to please. As well as my wife, you think? Ah, capital idea. Let's find out. Ladies, dance. The guitar music changes from the mellow guitar to something more sensual.
My hips don't lie by Shakira.
That is probably it, exactly.
I'm here for it.
Get down.
Do you listen further or go up the stairs?
I'm gonna lag behind a little bit to listen further.
You doing a little dance?
You might be. You might be.
You listen for a moment longer, and you hear the music stop, and the less vivacious whispers begin. Was that sufficiently pleasing, Mr. Petrovna? Or just a start? Your wife and I both have so much more to offer. Which do you prefer, Mr. Durst? My wife? Or my dance? Your wife's dance? Or shall I fetch a servant girl? And there's a heavy slap that echoes and fades into silence.
But I say at first that
Bachelor,
sentence
we got
sounded
this
kind of
house.
weird. My wife.
So, like with that, I think Uther would then run not run, but work to catch up to the rest of the party.
Okay. On the second floor, unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of an elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of 5 persons. A man and a woman, both young but not too young, probably in their late 30s at the most. And 2 children that you recognize as Rose and Thorn. The woman in the portrait has her arms over Rose and Thorn's shoulders. But the gentleman is holding a swaddled baby in the arm opposite his wife.
The baby's the monster. I'm kidding.
Yep.
Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors to the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths, skipping, playing, something. The marble staircase continues up to a 3rd floor.
I'll try the northern door.
Sure. Give me one moment.
Wait, I should know which direction they were from here, right?
I
They
think we
would have
still have to
been
go
the
up
direction you
one.
were going, yes. But
Okay.
you know that it was the third floor, not the second.
Oh.
You still want to open
Oh,
this
both
one?
were on the third floor.
Yes.
Oh, well, he's gonna head toward. He was smash clobbering time, so I'll head up to the third. I guess.
So Soul steps up to a door, turns around, and starts going back to the stairs.
Yep. It's the way up.
Okay.
Straight to the third floor.
Oh,
Yeah, I was after undead. I'm sorry, guys. Got sidetracked.
you ain't sorry. You are on a mission.
Give me a second.
Uther would very much open and close those doors on the second floor. To see
Yeah,
if
I kind of think we should look.
So what we are going to do is I'm going to put Soul on the third floor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is the bottom of the staircase, the third floor. And then Uther, you're opening doors, so I'm going to open both these doors for you guys.
Yep.
Well, Leaf was ahead of him. He would have opened.
Whichever.
The
Okay.
north
So you
door.
guys, you guys went to separate doors, which is fine. Worked out perfectly. Leaf, the door that you open the door and you see a well-stocked library. There are bookcases to your right, full of books and parchments. There's a desk directly in front of you. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of the room. An exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-back chair face the entrance and the fireplace. Above the fireplace is a picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. In the corners of the room, there are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the wall to your right. A rolling wooden ladder allows easier reach to the higher shelves.
I am going to enter the room and look upon the desk, and actually probably behind it to see if there's drawers or any shelving or anything like that.
So the desk is covered in papers. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you look around.
Great. Investigation. An 8. I'm rolling fantastically well tonight.
Yeah, really.
So you notice that the desk is covered in duplicates of notes. Seems like things innocuous, like, what amounts to a grocery list, a to-do list of various kinds. I mean, there's just all sorts of them scattered across the desk, and they're all in duplicate.
Okay.
All handwritten.
Okay, I mean he's spending a couple minutes doing that, so.
So Uther, you open the door down below, and what you see is a ballroom of sorts. There are chairs lining both the north and the south walls. There's gossamer drapes over the windows, a brass-plated chandelier. There are stained glass on the wall hangings depicting beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. There's a harpsichord in the bottom corner and a bench. Near the fireplace, there's a standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece.
He immediately closes the door.
You close the door.
And he then presses his ear against the door.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Critical roll!
That is a
what's
natural
up, buddy? I came to hear ghosts.
So you hear kind of what you immediately recognize, and you don't know what gives it away, but it's the clink of toenails on wood. Not gross ones. It sounds like there's an animal of some kind in there. That's the best you can describe it.
And were the floors wooden when I opened it up and took a quick peek?
Yes. Yep.
Mm.
You kind of hear the scratching of claws on there. Maybe a...
Yeah. We don't open that door. It goes the stairs. I didn't get my ghost story. I'm upset, but you know
When
what?
Leaf hears Uther moving upstairs, he'll follow behind.
Ficus and Bright, what are you two up to?
I am shook by the whole we should stay together, and so I like kind of get halfway up the stairs so I can like keep an eye on both, but then just kind of sit there in indecision of like, can I go anywhere? I do that.
And
the whole time.
Ficus is following Solaire because Solaire seems to be the only one with an actual like plan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it is like we go up 2 floors and find out what happens next, like she's just sticking by Solaire until like she knows what to do. But she does still have her daggers drawn, just like she did in the pantry.
Okay. So, Soul, you make your way up to the 3rd floor.
We're fine. Stuff just fell.
Oh, okay.
I scared myself.
Only see 2
As
floors.
you get to the top of the marble staircase, there's a dusty balcony with a suit of black plate armor standing against one wall draped in cobwebs. Oil lamps are mounted in oak-paneled walls covered in woodland scenes of trees and falling leaves and tiny critters.
Right. Well, I will head in.
Go ahead and
And
stop
try-
there. As you
There?
stop, yep. As you reach that particular point, the armor's head
Oh,
creaks your way, and it drops the sword on you.
ew.
Like on me?
Well,
Oh, that's a big sword.
it's gonna attack you. I just have to grab it.
Oh, okay.
I was really hoping it was like Mike dropped the sword on him. Just like
Can I roll a deck?
Here, have
dodge?
this.
No, you
Or
cannot.
is it a trap or is it an attack?
It's an attack. As the plate of
Oh,
armor
okay.
attacks you, you take 3 damage as it's not its sword, but its fist falls upon you. And I suggest rolling initiative.
hooray,
Yay!
big yikes.
Let's
On
do
the
it.
battle.
Oh, I should do it here.
Booyah.
There we go. I finally got a decent roll. 22 for Leaf.
You guys
Okay.
are downstairs. You're not even fighting.
18 for
I'm on
Yeah.
the
You
stairs.
guys, everybody heard a massive clang again of metal on metal as Soul went to the 3rd floor where he said there were undead.
Okay, I rolled my own dice and put myself in the initiative order.
Okay. Bright is in there, Ficus is in there, Armor's in there, I think. Yep, and there's Uther. All right, Leaf, you hear the clang of metal on metal and the cry of 3 damage that Soul took.
So, yeah, so Leaf is just going to use his feline agility and like double time it up the stairs.
Absolutely.
So I got
I
a
gotta
60
toss you
feet
in the
of
right
movement.
place. So many layers.
Yeah.
As you get to the top of the stairs, you see a set of animated armor attacking.
Yes. So seeing that, he says, well, that's not something you see every day. And I'm going to see how do I want to do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna step in and attack it twice.
Sure.
I'm gonna get to the far side
Absolutely.
here, and I'll just make 2 attacks. Short sword, 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Ignore the +2. That's only if it's a missile weapon, and so these are just melee. So 23 to hit with the hand
That
axe.
hits too.
Offhanded.
Roll 20
So
is seeking your forgiveness.
and a soft
Hooray.
crit on my
God.
short sword damage. So that's 11 slashing with the short sword. Actually, I think it's piercing. Yeah, piercing. And then the hand axe is gonna do 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah. No strength bonus on that.
You lay into it, and chunks, like the sword pierces through parts of the armor, and you can feel it severing leather straps, and part of the armor, like its pauldron, falls off its shoulder. Clang.
This doesn't look like an undead creature, Solaire.
Anything else?
I mean, that's movement, attack, bonus action. I'm done.
Bright, it is up to you.
Hi. Can I fire from where I am? Like, can I take a shot with a crossbow from my vantage on the stairs, or do I have to move up a little bit?
From where you are, you can make out Ficus around the bend, and you know that there's a balcony up there, but they're too far away from the edge for you to attack.
Hold up. I have disappeared. Oh.
Yeah, I have a
good.
hold of you because I'm going to move you when you say how far you want to go. Because I have to move you to the next floor.
Yeah, I want to move up to the next floor.
Okay. When you get to here, that's close enough, and that's only 3 steps up. 4 steps
Hooray.
up. So you can see Soul, you can see a set of animated armor, and Leaf attacking it. If you attack it from here, the railing of the balcony is going to give it partial cover.
Okay, well, I'll move so I don't have partial cover.
Okay, just up to the top of the stairs is fine behind Soul.
Uh-huh. I have done a tinker on my beautiful crossbow. And that means that it doesn't have a loading property anymore.
Cool.
Can I take 2 attacks too?
No, you don't have 2 attacks.
Ooh. Well, he has an offhand. I don't know.
No.
It's a
Okay.
little different.
I mean, I'm asking because I didn't know what the loading property did for it. Does that mean I could do it with an offhand if it doesn't have a loading property,
So
you know?
offhand specifically says a
thought
light
I meant-
weapon,
Okay.
if I'm remembering correctly. And if not, that's how I'm ruling it.
Okay. I will counter that with I have a light crossbow.
That's not a light weapon, though.
It's not?
It doesn't have the light
Why is
property.
light in the
The hand
Why
crossbow
is
does.
light in the name?
Excellent argument, but
But
because it's lighter than a heavy crossbow.
it's a relative lightness.
This is nonsense.
Do you want to
Anyways,
attack
I make-
or not?
Should have
I
min-maxed.
want to check with
Min-maxed
it.
like Leaf did.
I would like to make 1 attack with the light crossbow.
Feel
Then
free. Take your time.
I rolled a 16, plus 5 with some beautiful magicness here.
That will hit.
Yay. Yeah, I just kind of like hold up my crossbow and kind of like shoot from the hip, like without even thinking about loading it. And just like a little bolt of magic just coalesces and just like fires directly at it. And the ammo will strike the creature, but then it disappears.
Absolutely.
So I am the perfect serial killer because my weapons leave no trace now. So I have 6 magic piercing damage, please, on this thing.
6 damage. So your crossbow bolt flies and it goes through the visor, and you can hear it like clang around inside the helmet. Its head rocks back and comes forward.
Cool and scary. Is this suit of armor also looks like a wolf head, like the ones downstairs, or no?
It does not.
Oh,
It does
okay.
not look like the ones downstairs. It's all black metal plate.
We're gonna use this armor for somebody afterwards, right? Because this is cool.
Barbs and thorns and all sorts of.
Somebody's gotta use this after this.
Anything else, Bray?
It may not be in one piece when we're done with it.
I can fix that. Anyways, yes, I'm done.
Soul, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I just got hit by a sword, so I'm gonna come at it with I'm gonna counter with a 2-handed war axe.
Go for it.
I mean, sorry, not warhammer, not axe. What am I, Uther?
I say do both.
only in Uther's dreams are you
20.
just like Uther.
20 will hit.
I mean, he might be like me. He doesn't answer my questions.
7.
7.
No. You're downstairs. I can't even hear you.
So your warhammer comes down and it puts a massive dent through the breastplate of this armor. I mean, and everything kind of seems to not be holding together anywhere near as well as it was when you guys started this encounter.
Good job, us.
Uther, I put you on the 3rd floor at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Sounds of battle ring out above you.
How far is it? Can I make it to melee range with my 30 feet of movement?
Because of moving you further up the stairs, no, you would not be able to. If you double dash, you could get up next to it for next round.
Uther, you're missing out on the fun.
Okay, I guess I have no other choice but to double dash.
Okay.
God damn it! I'm so used to playing a monk.
You would end. You run out of speed. The space behind Bright for your one movement.
Oh,
Just throw Bright as a weapon.
So
That's fine.
that's where you'd stop.
Okay, cool. I want to throw my great axe at it.
Okay, from where you are, it's going to have partial cover from the railing.
I'm okay with this.
And you're throwing an axe that is not a throwing axe.
Yeah, that's happening.
All right. So no proficiency.
My man.
Just your dexterity.
That's the way to do it.
All right, cool. Let me just. There's one last thing I need to see.
Improvised weapon for the win.
Wait, no, I can't do that because I double dash to get there.
No, to get there, you're fine with an attack.
Oh,
so you can throw your
okay,
axe
cool.
from there. It has cover. You're non-proficient with throwing a battle axe.
Oh, God damn it! It doesn't work with range weapons. All right, cool. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna fucking throw this thing.
All right.
Let's
How
see.
much will he have to practice to be able to throw his battle axe proficiently?
Yes.
So we're gonna add 2 to whatever I roll. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Nope.
So you throw your axe and it hits the railing right here at the balcony, clang, and falls through the center of the stairs. And you hear it hit the ground on the 1st floor, 20 feet below.
I'll throw him down there and then use it.
How much damage does the floor take?
And then for my bonus action, I would like to rage.
Okay.
Like, and my rage is it's Bright that's in front of me. So as he's just he just started to tremble, getting like more pissed since he missed the throw, and he just kind of leads down to Bright and go, "I would move soon if I were you."
Can I please use my reaction to move? I need to leave.
Ficus, it's your turn.
All right. Is anyone engaged?
Soul is
Like,
engaged and Leaf are engaged, so yes.
Okay.
No, we're all happily single.
Is this got me? Is this the animated armor?
It
this
is,
thing?
yes.
Okay. I have a little sliver of light, so I can see that. So that's pretty
Yes.
neat.
So it's gonna
So
have half cover if from. Okay, so you're just gonna run up around. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just jump.
So that was like 15 feet of movement, if
5,
I'm
10,
correct.
15, 20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. Da-da-da-da. And then I'm going to stab it twice with some daggers.
All right, dagger away.
Do you get to do offhand attack? Grumble.
Well, the first one does not hit.
No, it does. Your dagger just clings against the metal.
Hey, 22
will hit.
do.
And then I also need to add sneak attack, which I can't do from
That's
this screen.
only 1 point of damage unless you have a skill.
Yeah, because you don't add your strength to it.
6.
Oh, my strength is not added.
Oh, that was
It
just
is.
your roll?
It's 1. You rolled a 1.
Yeah,
Plus
you
3.
rolled a
You
1.
don't
It
get
added
plus
your
3.
dex too.
Oh, your
It's a
dex.
throw.
Yeah. I was like, it better not be adding my strength because that's -1.
Yikes.
So it's just 1 point of damage?
It's 1 from your dagger,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
You don't get the ability modifier for
Right.
the
Is
offhand.
sneak attack still allowed?
Yes, you can still
Yeah,
use
you
your
have
sneak
somebody
attack.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Roll that
Get
extra
some.
d6.
Hey-o, 6.
So your dagger, like, it goes in, and you can tell it was not a good hit. That was not a solid hit, but it was a lucky hit. And you catch some strap between its waist and its legs, and the entire suit of armor falls apart and crumbles onto the balcony. Clang with a rattle.
Yes.
I would like to please get out of Uther space if we're done with combat. Please, please, please.
We are done with combat, and you can move out of Uther's space.
Well, we should quickly find these Soul, where are the undead?
So it only
Should
works
be
for
a-
one round, the divine
Yeah.
sense. So he knows it
So-
was on the third floor and on the northern part of the house.
Leaf doesn't know
Has
that.
it been 10 minutes?
It's not been 10 minutes, no.
I still have detect magic up. Is there
Okay.
anything on this floor?
This floor, no. But you
Alright.
would be catching. How far is the radius?
Let me pull the spell back open.
Also, really quickly, Uther is running down to grab his great axe.
That's
30 feet.
Swearing the entire way.
Leaf turns and opens the door to the south.
Okay, let me open that up.
Are they in
30
here?
30 feet for detect magic.
Okay, so you do detect necromancy, not on the doors, but in the doorways that Leaf just opened.
I will hesitantly move closer.
Okay.
What do I see when I open the door, GM?
You see a room. Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. There's a large bed, 2 end tables, and a wardrobe. From where you're at, that is... Well, you don't even see the wardrobe. You see an Okay, there's a wardrobe, and next to the wardrobe there is a full-length mirror.
Here.
Yes, there's a door directly behind you and one over a little bit further down.
What's magic in here?
Do I
Oh my God.
hear anything?
You don't hear anything. The doorways themselves are magical, not the doors, but the eaves around the doors are glowing that green necromancy, very similar to what you saw before. And
Open the door.
the mirror would reflect that necromancy too.
Like you can see the reflection of the doorway magic, or the mirror itself has magic?
Around the edge of the mirror is reflecting the same necromancy magic as the doorways.
Oh, thrilling. The nursery.
Leaf, when you open that door, that you do see something. Just have to...
Zombie baby?
You see a obviously ghostly image. It's transparent, of a nursemaid who turns from a bassinet and places a finger to her lips before turning back to look down. And then she fades. And Bright,
This house is cursed, Bright.
What'd you say?
as I say, Bright, you would have caught a little bit of that too.
What
Yeah.
did Leaf say?
This house is cursed, Bright.
I think that was rather obvious from the, voices and the no people in it. And the children running screaming from it. Shall I go on?
Well, I try to leave things to evidential. And that I just saw is very convincing.
I want to go look over in the bassinet. And by want to,
Be
I
my guest.
don't want to, but I'm going to against my better judgment.
I would like to investigate the mirror.
I'm gonna quickly say, and then I'll move to the other ones. The cradle contains nothing but cobwebs and dust. Ficus, Soul, Uther, what are you guys up to?
I want to
so-
investigate the armor that just attacked this.
Put it on.
Is
Same. Ficus is helping with that.
yeah. Do I notice anything unusual about it aside from being normal armor?
It's at this point it just looks like a really beat up piece of a really beat up set of armor.
All right, then I just collect. Can I just take time to collect it and strap it to my back?
Yes, you have a beat up set of armor.
Nice.
If you don't have a use for that, I totally have a use for that.
No, I got a use for it.
If
I don't
carry
have
that
armor.
on your back because it's kind of noisy right now. Like I could put it in my boot.
Okay, I hand you my own.
Amazing.
Make it. I gotta make a note. I have armor. I don't have any armor. That's why.
So you guys do have a
Right.
group loot thing.
Hmm.
There is a group
Hooray.
loot character that you can add stuff to if you want.
Group loot.
Didn't you
Hey,
start
Tom.
with like chainmail or something?
I'm a paladin. That's that armor?
Okay, fair. Word.
Petition to rename group loot to Ficus's boot. The loot boot.
The loot
It's
boot.
the loot boot.
Oh my goodness.
I'm naming it. I'm naming it loot boot.
Almost there.
Loot boot.
Sure.
Done.
And then I will find
Aha.
I will find a picture of a boot before our next session instead of the bag.
Loot boot.
Nice.
Uther, what are you up to? And then Ficus, you helped him kind of get that down into your boot.
All right. So Uther is opening and closing all the doors.
The ones on the
Second or third floor.
which floor? Which floor? Are
Well,
you
he
on?
did the second floor and nothing happened there, so he's gonna do third floor now.
Well, you know there's an animal in the second floor.
Yeah, so I'm not fucking with that.
Okay.
So we're going to the third floor.
You are a 7-foot barbarian who just suplexed a cow.
Yeah,
And you're
but
afraid of an animal in a house.
that cow was dead. There might be an alive animal in there, and I don't want to have to kill it unless I have to, and I don't have to because I can keep the door closed and not have to wonder about it.
All right, so you go to the third floor to
I
open and
love
close
this
doors.
logic.
So which door? There's multiple doors.
Wasn't Bright looking at one of these doors for like a minute or two?
Bright went through this door.
Yeah, I'm gonna close that one.
All right, you close the door.
With them in there?
Yep.
Okay.
I think he just wants to have fun.
I want my
You would
ghost
see
story.
her in the doorway.
Yeah.
Oh, he
like-
sees him. He don't care.
Yeah, he's like 1 second. It's just-
GM, Leaf is investigating the mirror, the wardrobe, and also is going to take a look at the bed. When he's looking at the bed, what he's looking for is to try to see if he can, if it looks like it's been used recently, like if that bassinet was cobwebs, that it takes a while for cobwebs to collect.
Right.
So
Hold
how
on one
about the
second.
bed?
Can I see if there's a ghost story first?
We're gonna do
Right.
Uther's ghost story first.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For
Uther,
sure, sorry.
you close the door, and you wait and listen at it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Bright and Leaf rustling around in the next room.
Yep.
And then Leaf, go ahead and give me an investigation check. While that resolves, you notice right away the wardrobe is empty. There's nothing in there at all. It's completely cleaned out.
15 investigation.
15. The mirror is hanging just a little bit away from the wall. You can get your fingers behind one side really easily.
So I'll move it.
And then one more thing. In one of the end tables, there is a crumpled up piece of paper.
Hey, what do you think this is, Bright? I hand it to her.
It is this. No, not that one. Oh, I'm glad I hit cancel. And
So
again,
many notes.
it is written in readableness below.
That is awesome. Script.
I think Niffer's muted.
That's in French.
There you go.
If you feel you are in danger, there is a package in my top drawer. Take and go. I will follow. He...
Are you gonna do anything?
And then Leaf, as you pull on the mirror, it opens away from the wall as though it's a door,
Ooh.
and you see
Aha!
a set of stairs leading up.
Ooh.
Shall we get the others?
We should get the others before we do anything. Uther, I know you can hear us. Please come in here.
All right. He opens the door and comes in.
Is like
Soul Ficus, we found something.
there's a secret door in here.
But weren't they undead people on this floor? Or
Yeah.
things?
We
Like, shouldn't we, like, take care of that before we go exploring more stuff?
we
Because, like, I don't want to get up to the 4th floor if that exists, and all of a sudden we get cornered
if it
and they
helps,
follow us.
we did see a small specter here, but it vanished.
That does not make me feel better. No. No.
It
My thought is
did
to
not
start at the
attack
top
us?
and work our way down.
If
Well,
anything,
then you-
it does not seem like it is a spirit that wanted to hurt us.
Can I use divine sense again?
If you have another use.
I got like 4.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, paladins get a bunch.
A
Might as well just spam it.
So, as you take a moment to pray and seek Lathander's guidance, you very powerfully feel an undead in your immediate vicinity, Soul. Like on the other side of the wall type feeling.
Oh, neat.
wait, like
Without saying anything,
The
I
wall
just
he's standing
charge.
next to. He's standing next to one
okay.
wall.
What kind of wall is it?
It's it's covered in wallpaper and wood paneling.
just smash through it like the Kool-Aid man.
I thought
Just do
about
it.
it. I thought about it, but this is not my
There's
house.
also a door right there.
That's so considerate.
Are you implying that if it was your house, you would break through the wall to get an undead?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I charge through the door, weapon ready.
Alright, give me a second because my OBS just completely rejected
How dare?
the map and the roll
What
and everything else.
happened?
Alright, got that fixed. So you go through that door.
And Ficus will follow right behind.
Alright,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Blaine, I'm just gonna run after because I saw him go. It's like, no, not that way.
Through the double doors, there's dusty panes of stained glass set into them that you disregard completely as you throw the doors open to go in. The dusty, cobweb-filled master bedroom has burgundy drapes covering the windows. Furnishings include a 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains and tattered gossamer veils, a matching pair of wardrobes, a vanity with a wood-frame mirror and jewelry box upon it, and a padded chair. A rotting tiger skin rug lays on the floor in front of the fireplace, which has a dust-covered portrait of the man and woman that you recognize from a few floors down, standing next to each other looking somber. There's a door leading out up here and a door right here.
You said I felt it right through the wall. So, I ready in action to open this door and attack while calling the rest of the group in.
Okay, so you're going to open the door and attack whatever's inside.
After I call everybody in, yes.
All right. Do you guys want to take a moment to gather, or?
I
no,
mean,
For sure.
I already chased after him.
right, go ahead and stick yourselves in the room, and we'll.
Can someone move me?
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I'm needy.
Where do you want to be in the room, Ficus? By the bed.
It would be fairly close to Solaire because I am currently flying blind, and he apparently knows where, or they apparently know where.
Stand on the tiger
Undead
rug.
are.
Okay. So you open the door, and it's a closet. And for the briefest of moments, you see a figure on its knees, a belt wrapped around its neck, leading up to one of the bars. And then you attack it. So feel free to attack.
It's a what now?
There is a corpse on its knees with a belt around its neck, leading up to one of the clothing bars.
Loot boot. Sorry, I saw that again. I needed to cheer myself.
Anytime we all get like a little bit afraid,
I'm gonna break the
it's gonna
tension
be.
just saying loot boot.
Yep.
So it's right now prone on the floor.
It's on its knees, so you get advantage on your attack. You open the door and you attack it. So go ahead and roll to attack.
Well, I was ready to attack. I saw it. Can I not see a prone enemy? I was not expecting a prone enemy. Or we're just going to automatically make me swing regardless.
Because of what you said, you open the door and attacked.
All right.
I mean, you could always swing for the belt that's holding this corpse up.
Apparently, watch, I probably crit.
No, you failed.
You swing expecting something to be standing there, and swing too high, and your hammer kind of buries in the wall of the closet. And this figure on its knees, its head just slowly rises. Probably ought to roll initiative.
Yak.
Gross.
Big yaks.
Do you want to clear the?
Yep. I'm clearing them now.
Clicky clicky. Whoops, wrong.
There we go.
That one.
Threw me off when it was defenseless.
Oh, well, I rolled a natural 1, but I still have a 6.
Boo.
That's the slowest I can go.
I think that is everybody but Soul. Soul, did you click on yourself before you rolled initiative?
It said I got a 20.
You still
gotta
have to
click on your token.
Oh. Well,
We'll change it to a 20. That's fine.
I don't.
Did you find
It said you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Yeah, that means you didn't click your token.
Clicked on my token and I'll re-roll.
Yeah, click on your token, then re-roll, and it will show up. There.
13. There I am.
There you are. Yes, sorry. I did not see it. So
Cool.
we are going to go ascending. Ficus, you go first. The door opens and Soul swings. Oh, I did it backwards. Soul swings at something in there. You kind of see a figure on the ground just on the other side of him.
Did I hear it make that creepy gasp?
You heard a
For
choking
breath?
noise, yes.
I kind of want to like sidestep so I can get like a clear view of what's in there.
You can step up on the bed if you want.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, you step up on the
while
bed.
drawing my short bow.
You look over and you see a figure, just as I described, on their knees, now at this point reaching toward Soul with clawed hands.
But it still like has the belt around its neck.
Currently has a belt around its neck.
I'm gonna aim for the belt
Okay.
and try to like just have that body drop.
Alright.
Because I'm scared, but I also am confused.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an attack.
So that's 14.
So a belt is a very small thing, and this thing's kind of on its knees, wiggling back and forth, and so you shoot into the closet and you miss the belt.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Uther.
Okay. Well, I've got a great axe and a great sword, and we're in a teeny tiny room. Not awesome. So what I would like to do is I would like to grab this thing and rip the tie off. Oh, rip the belt off.
Alright, so you reach in to grab it and pull, so make a unarmed attack to try and grab it.
Gotcha.
We trying to free the zombie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's leashed in a closet for a reason.
Yeah,
Ficus doesn't know that. She hasn't encountered undead before.
I can't throw it down the 3 flights of stairs if it's tethered to a belt.
That's your
course not.
plan?
Of course.
Just
Of course
chuck
it's his
everything?
plan.
20. You grab a hold of this creature and go ahead and make an athletics check.
I need to make you a returning weapon and just put it on your great axe for you.
So ties go to the defender and grapples, I believe.
Here, I actually have a grapple.
That's
You're also
amazing.
super quiet, Noir. I don't know if you changed a setting somewhere or hit the different.
How about now? That's
There you
probably
go.
what it is.
You go.
I think I'm raging, so I should get advantage on athletics checks.
In this
You
case,
dropped
it
your
wouldn't matter,
rage.
but your rage
Oh.
would have fallen. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
guys
that's
were
right.
exploring.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna say that yes, you pull on the creature.
Mm-hmm.
You pull it into the room with you guys, breaking the belt.
Cool.
It's on its feet and it doesn't seem happy about it. Anything else?
No, that'll be it. I'm just kind of restraining the zombie, or just holding the zombie.
All right, you've got a hold of it, and it rewards you by trying to bite you.
Yeah, get some.
So does a 12 hit you?
Probably not. It does not. No.
Okay.
So he just bites into raw muscle.
As you pull him out of the closet, there is this stench that comes with it. I mean, it is foul. Soul, you don't smell it. I don't think. I think you're immune to that.
We don't smell.
You're immune to smell. I want my flower rock.
Would you give me a flower rock?
No, I gave it to the dead guy. I made a flower rock that smelled better than dead things, hoping that it would kind of cover the scent. Then I left it by the dead guy.
Some
Yeah,
epic
you don't.
magic.
You don't
I
smell
should've
anything,
made
Soul. It's your turn. That's funny.
I should have made another one.
Well, now that he's in grapple, does that give me a disadvantage for swinging at
Gives
it?
you advantage.
Oh,
Play
damn.
tug of war with him. Just rip
Yeah,
him
it
in
gives me
half.
disadvantage for ranged attacks, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
advantage for
Crap. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna golf punt it off of him.
All right, go ahead.
Underhand swing. I'm gonna take everything I learned from Shokan for Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And that was the best Mortal Kombat.
20 will definitely hit. Roll your damage.
There
You
we
have
go.
learned well.
Ah.
Fatality.
Just saw a trailer for Mortal Kombat 11 today.
Yeah.
It's coming. You take an upward swing. It kind of moves its head a little bit though, and you only catch the side a little bit. You barely connect at all.
Chilling with Tiger Woods.
Anything
Oh,
else,
well.
Soul?
No. I spent all mine on the swing.
All right. Leaf, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm throwing it already.
Yikes.
I said, "Oh, sure," but I was muted. Constitution saving throw of a 12. Is that enough?
It is enough. The thing smells
Whew.
terrible, but not enough to throw you off.
Oh, that's. God. Oh. I am going to. I think I'm going to do something fun. Because why not? Yep, that's what I thought. So, bonus action. Oh, I didn't mean to click it so many times.
It's really
Sorry.
hunter's marked.
Really,
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that's what was gonna happen when I clicked on it.
This is
So,
making
yeah,
up for
so-
every time that you forget to say that you hunter's mark it in the future.
Yeah, right. Bonus action, hunter's mark, and then stabby stabby with the short sword.
Go ahead.
16 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
So that's I rolled a 1. 6 piercing. Can I take that first 4 for the hunter's mark?
Yeah, that's fine.
Make it 10. And it is
Abs-
marked by me.
It's marked. You stab it as Uther has a hold of the undead something that he pulled out of the
Great.
closet. Anything else, Leaf?
I think this is the owner of the house.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm done.
Bright, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yikes. Oh, sweet. I rolled a 6, but I got an 11.
11, you're okay. It smells terrible, but other than that, you're fine.
Great. Oof. I will just pull. Can I back away from it, please?
It will be able to attack you if you do, unless you disengage.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I want to back up into the corner, please.
Takes a slash at you. Does a 15 hit?
Because it is grappled, does it deal anything less?
If it had disadvantage, it'd still be a 15.
Okay, then yeah, it hits.
Okay, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
23,
Okay, so you see
22.
the claws slash you for 7 damage, and you feel your muscles start to tense up. But you resist.
Nice.
Gross. Okay, cool. Gross. I'm gonna shoot it. No? Hang on.
Smells
I'm
like death and disease. Ugh.
I guess I'm glad I'll deal without a nose.
probably against my better judgment. I'm gonna make it smell worse and just produce flame and just burn it.
Sure, burn away.
Yeah.
Please be careful with your fire.
Thanks, Smokey the Bear. I got a 21 to hit it.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sweet. That's 8 points of fire damage. That again, I kind of just like pull off of my own head and just like throw it directly at the zombie thing.
It catches the remains of the belt on fire that's hanging around its neck like a tie at this point, and the fire crawls up the belt and just burns around the bottom of its face, charring its chin and neck.
It smells worse now, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm sorry,
Constitution
everyone.
saving throw, Ficus.
Ficus.
I'm on it.
She's working on it.
14.
You're fine. It stinks something terrible. It stinks worse than the inside of your boot after a long walk in a rainstorm.
Hey,
Ugh.
your left boot doesn't stink anymore, though. Because I magicked it.
Need to work on my prestidigitation skills. Alright. Well, I've got my bow up. So I'm just gonna shoot at it.
Okay.
Because that's all I can do right now.
Disadvantage.
Yep. I hate myself.
That's a miss. You shoot and it like barely misses both the creature and Uther, who has a hold of it.
Please be careful with your fire.
Uther, it's your turn.
Friendly
Oh,
fire.
real
sorry, go
quick.
ahead.
I have jumped off the bed and then bonus action, hide.
Okay. Where do you want to be?
Under the
I'm
bed.
literally just trying to hide kind of like under the bed without being prone, so just like really hunched down.
Sure.
Do you? Not that it would have mattered, but you could have done that first, so you didn't have disadvantage. Just point of order.
For the future.
Yeah, that's what
Now I know, going forward.
Thought I was gonna sneeze. All right, so you're all set. You can
I
roll
knew
your
that face. I knew that was a sneeze face.
It didn't. It's gonna come when I don't expect it now.
Well, now I'm hidden for the start of my next turn, so that
Yeah.
way when I shoot at it again, if I shoot at it, it'll negate it if Uther is still holding it like a
Let it
baby.
live that long.
Sounds good. Uther, you're up.
All right, cool. So, couple questions.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You can move while you have somebody grapple, right?
Yeah.
It's an opposed strength
Awesome.
check to move them half your speed.
Awesome possum. Second thing. What floor are we on?
You are currently on
Third
the
floor.
third floor. It's a 24.
That's cool. I like the range.
All right. You are raging.
All right, cool.
Oh, this
Is
is
there a
one
window
zombie.
that is closer?
This is one zombie.
First you gotta make
First,
a
you
check.
have to do a opposed strength check
Rock and roll. Let's go.
or athletics. It'd be athletics. So, because you're raging, you succeeded with a 23.
Awesome possum. Oh, I didn't realize I had it set for advantage already. All right, cool.
Hooray.
All right, so we're going for a little ride.
Okay.
Are you going with it?
Yeah,
Ghast
he's
is
coming,
mighty
he's coming with
strong.
me.
That's 5,
Yeah.
10, 15. All right.
All right, so that's I'd like to throw it overboard. I would like to just woof.
So, because pulling it is part of your movement, then yes, do
Mhm.
another athletics.
Let's do the dance.
How about a natural 20?
It rolled a
Oh,
natural
that was
20,
you.
which was insufficient to resist your athletics.
Nice.
Look at the flex.
As you toss
Every
this
damn
thing
chip.
over the rail. Tell us about the toss. I mean, what is just a regular hip toss? You have fireman throwing it? What are we doing here?
So
Oh.
it's basically Uther going, please be careful with your fire, and like a upset mom grabbing a little annoying kid that's not fucking listening. He just kind of yanks this thing, lifts it overhead, it just goes, all right, so where are we going next? Like,
So it was on fire the entire time this was
The
happening.
most casual. The most casual defenestration I've ever seen.
All right, so
While raging.
while raging.
Oh,
So you,
raging.
you toss
Let's-
this,
yes.
so it falls and takes 5 damage when it hits the ground.
Okay.
It's
This is-
still alive?
It's still alive and it's prone at the bottom of a staircase.
Of
All
course.
right. Then for my bonus action, I know I can't do anything further after.
Don't jump.
Just jump over it and land on it. Come on, elbow suplex.
Don't
Come on.
I don't have enough
You're,
feeling.
you're out of speed.
Feel that.
Yeah, I
on your
can't.
action.
But on my
Bonus.
next turn,
Okay.
if y'all don't kill it, I'm gonna
You're gonna
frog
jump.
splash this zombie.
I'm just gonna say, is he okay out loud to no one in particular?
I'm gonna start taking healing spells because of you. This is your fault that I'm giving up my spells so that I can heal
No,
you.
no,
from your
you
no,
can
do
be
not
as
encourage
original,
him. You're an
or you
enabler.
could be awesome. I
You're an
always
enabler.
used to be awesome.
Don't enable.
So
Oh lord.
the creature, Uther, you look down. The creature, its head turns, a neck obviously broken. Sees where you're at, gets back up, and starts making its way back up the stairs.
Okay, cool.
And it just runs up the stairs.
Runs?
My jaw hurts from smiling.
It's a fast zombie.
I'm telling you, next
no.
time I'm rock bottoming it to the bottom of the
All right. So you.
Soul is gonna refuse to heal Uther, and I'll just be like, okay, I guess I have to.
You no
I'm just
longer
wondering.
see it on the second floor.
Okay.
Soul, it's your turn.
Bright, are you hurt?
I'm okay.
Okay, just making sure. Since she says she's fine, I'm gonna follow him along with the zombie thing, the flaming zombie, out into the hallway.
Okay.
Uther, where's the zombie at?
And he just points down.
Why? Why?
Because it's not here.
I like the idea that Solaire is actually like genuinely curious, like this is some new martial technique that he's never learned about or something.
Chucking it down the stairs.
Like, curious, why did you attempt that?
Because it's probably not dead. That's why.
I've been trying to mention like everybody in the episode summaries, and I think just the mention for next week is gonna be Uther throws a lot of things down the stairs. Because got your axe, got this zombie.
Oh, great. Now we gotta go chase it. I'm just gonna ready my warhammer. How much more? I got 30, right?
Yeah, you can get to here.
Okay. So I'll just ready my warhammer and just make it there.
Okay. When you get there, you can see it's right here coming up the stairs. So it's
neat.
on the second floor, pretty close. Leaf.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Last thing you knew, Uther
So-
was dragging the creature out into the hallway.
And I can still feel it. Like I sense where it is because the hunter's mark.
Yes.
So I'm going to sheath my short sword and then run essentially. So there's 20 feet. 25, 30, 35.
All that hiding for
40.
nothing.
When I
Ficus.
get to there, can I see it?
Yes, it is on the second floor, right here.
So
So it's on the second floor underneath that spot.
oh, I could probably make it to it. So maybe I probably shouldn't have.
10, 15. It's another 20 feet to it.
Well, I moved 40, so I can make it to there with my feline
Agility.
agility. I don't think I moved last turn. I didn't. I stood there and
Nope.
attacked it. So yeah, so I have the feline agility back. So yeah, I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get all the way up there. I guess I still have my short sword, or I'll pull it back or something. I
Nope,
don't know.
that's fine.
So actually what I'm gonna do is as soon as I see it, I'm gonna throw my hand axe
Okay,
because I get the bonuses with that.
go
So
ahead.
offhand, throw the hand axe. Ha!
That'll hit.
17 to hit. So that is offhand, so I'll still only do 5 damage slashing.
Okay.
How is this thing looking at the moment? I mean,
It
aside from being
is-
dead,
It has obviously broken bones. Its neck is like lolling on its
Yeah, well-
shoulders.
so and I've
It's
seen
in
these things.
terrible shape.
I've seen these undead get back up no matter what, so I'm just gonna keep on doing damage until it stops moving. So
Absolutely.
here's the short sword attack.
That'll
Hey,
hit.
that's a 20, dirty 20 to hit. So then that'll do 6 piercing.
So
God, another 1 on my damage.
as you get up to it, you stick the short sword into it, and it kind of does one more and collapses on the blade.
Oh. Well, that seems to be that. I'm like looking up at Solaire. Are there any more of them?
We should have a couple in the basement. Actually, wait.
And when you
No.
pinged,
Wait a second.
there also would have
Fourth
been 2
floor,
above
right?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant 2.
Now
And we're on the 3rd floor, right?
You're on the 3rd floor. There's a floor above you. Yeah, there's 4 floors. And we have hit our 11:15 and passed it. But I think it would be good if we finished exploring the master bedroom and then put a
We'll save
pause.
upstairs for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll head to the master bedroom.
Did I see anything cool while I was down here looking under the bed?
Not under the bed, but there is a jewelry box on the table above you.
Ooh, I want to look at that.
I cautiously place my
desk.
warhammer on top of the tiger.
It doesn't
inspect it.
respond.
I'm gonna
know
inspect
about
the
the desk.
ghast.
Are there any more letters?
So we'll start with Ficus and the jewelry box. Let me double check here.
Ghost jewelry.
Sorry, stuff's loading a bit.
Kids ask us to help with monsters, and we're straight up robbing these people.
I mean, look, everything's dusty. I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
Yeah,
At
I'm
this
worried
point,
that the
Ficus
kids aren't.
doesn't believe that the kids are actually legitimate.
Me
Ficus
too.
believes that she's been led into a trap, so she does not give a fuck.
Like,
Yeah.
3 of us touched
I'm
the
with you.
kids. Did they feel solid?
So I was paying pretty close attention, and nobody touched the kids.
Yeah.
You tried to
yeah.
hand them something, and they avoided you.
No, we patted them on the shoulders.
Oh,
He
did you
said
pat
they're
him on the
trying.
shoulders?
Yeah.
It would have felt solid.
Nice, the kids are ghosts. Nice.
Sorry, I didn't.
still don't
I
think- yeah, I
missed.
still
I
think
missed
they're
you
dead.
saying you patted him on the shoulders. I
Yeah.
tried to have them dodge contact, but yeah, I missed you saying you
Yeah.
patted him on the shoulders.
I was paying attention for that specifically because I'm like, creepy children.
Sorry.
I still think they're undead.
I mean, maybe. I guess
Or
that
they're
Soul needs to save one of his detect undeads.
All right, here we go. So there is a letter in the jewelry box,
Oh, I wanted to find a letter.
and it
Yeah.
is. So Ficus, you find this letter.
oh my goodness.
I was
so
written in the Declaration of
like-
Independence.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like a legal document.
much.
And
This is
then,
still in French.
I don't see the regular
Gregory,
writing.
you're taking a look at the creature you just killed.
I hope you read
Yep.
French then, Gregory.
And then, Gregory, this is in the front shirt pocket of this creature.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then, Soul, Uther, and Bright, what are you guys doing?
I
With
wanna
the
look
note
at
I
the
got,
letter on
was
the
there
desk.
normal text? Sorry.
If you scroll down... Oh, sorry, you can't
There
see
is
that.
Didn't show any. Yeah.
Oh,
This is a different note suddenly.
I-
Mrs. Durst's letter or Mrs.
so there's 2 of
Petrovna?
them, and because of showing them to you, they're both in your journals now.
The Mrs. Durst's letter to Mrs. Petrovna doesn't have any text underneath it.
It is
Correct.
supposed to. Oh, so I put that in the GM notes. Like a dummy. Like a dummy. There we go. That should reload when you reopen it. My dear Mrs. Petrovna.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
While she's reading that, I'm going to inspect the tiger rug and throw it behind this chair because it creeps me out.
Okay. You toss a tiger rug behind a chair, that's it?
Nothing in its mouth.
There's
I
nothing in its
inspected
mouth,
it.
nothing underneath it. Nope.
Nothing underneath it. No secret doors.
Nothing. Uther and Bright.
I was looking through the desk to find any letters, because
Desk.
letters seem to be the thing.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
give me an investigation check.
19 plus 4, 23.
So you open one of the drawers, and even though it's empty, there's this rattling sound. And
It says there's a package in the top drawer. Does that count?
yes, and so the rattling sound, with a little bit of looking, you realize there's a false bottom to this drawer.
I don't laugh like that.
So
That's
you pull up the false bottom. There is a small bag that has 25 gold coins, a
Lit.
small book, and then there's also a letter for you.
Sweet. For
You found
me?
a letter.
Is it written to me? Just kidding. Is it the Mr. Durst one?
Mr.
Oh.
Durst to Margaret.
Ooh. I'm already done reading this. Nope.
No.
Yeah, Differ got the great one.
I don't like it.
So you guys kind of reconvene in the bedroom, and does anyone want to compare notes?
I'm just gonna be like, there seems to be a trend of us finding letters. Did anyone else find letters? Because, and I like hold up the nursemaid.
I'm afraid I did.
Yeah,
Okay, collect them all. Perhaps.
It would seem that fellow in the closet was the parent of those two children, and I'm beginning to suspect that those two children are not who we may think they are.
The cradle was covered in cobwebs. I do not think that it has been used in a very long time.
Exactly.
Should we go
I think
them?
a Dark Lord, or like sacrificing innocence.
Something dark is happening in this, or excuse me, something dark was happening in this house. Like I said to Bright, it's cursed as far as I'm concerned. I look at Solaire.
A secret room?
I'm busy reading the notes.
It mentions that letter mentions a secret room. Do you think it's the stairway?
It says that secret room of hers, and I believe talking about his wife's room.
More confused about the fact that Mr. Dirts wrote a love letter to Margaret at the same time had a suicide note.
So is this like a little cabinet or something over in this little
If you
corner?
open that, it's a dumbwaiter.
That's cool.
Lit. Don't go in it.
And then bathroom, and then what's
bathroom,
this one?
Storage closet.
Okay. Anything interesting in the storage closet?
There's nothing interesting in the storage closet.
Okay. So at this point, yeah, Leaf has come back upstairs, and he mentioned, of course, to everyone about the extra staircase, and shared the note he found. And
I want to, after everyone's done with the letters, I want to bundle them all together and keep them.
Okay.
So I want to keep all the letters together.
It's interesting. It seems that the 4th floor is, well, secretive. It was hidden behind a mirror. The staircase to it, I mean, was hidden behind a mirror. This house is bizarre.
Not to mention...
You say that there's probably 2 more of these creatures above us, Solaire?
Yeah, absolutely. At least 2.
Well, let's go deal with them so we can be away from here.
That is where we'll pause for the evening.
And we all do a last-minute hero pose freeze frame as we walk up the stairs.
Actually, as everybody compares these notes, reads a couple of them and makes a disgusted face, I would imagine.
Yeah, right.
I read the lore notes you find in Skyrim. That's me.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
Well, good, because I hid a lot of stuff in the lore notes of this.
Yeah, that's
I
what
love all these
I'm
letters. This is
slowly
so
putting
cool.
together this story, and I'm like, what? Okay.
This is wild.
So,
Man, this house is a naughty establishment.
Yes.
It's
On a
not even.
multitude of reasons.
It gets worse.
once you've read every note, and if you listened to every conversation, yeah, it does.
Yeah, these 4 notes alone is already.
The 4 notes alone are the easiest ones to find and listen to, so they had to have as much of the whole story as I could.
Mm-hmm.
So that's so we, as far as the
So
stream
one of the
goes,
kids was the maids. That's lovely.
Yeah, the boy.
So let me pause this for a second, and then we'll do our little bit of a debrief and then shut down for the evening. So thank you for joining us, those of you who have joined us. If you watch this on YouTube, fantastic. We're going to spend a few more minutes debriefing just a little bit, not very long because we're past our cutoff. But thank you ever so much. Remember to be good, and we will see you in 2 weeks. So debrief-wise, and we're still streaming at the moment, everybody, so keep that in mind. I tried to keep an eye on stuff, especially because of the way some of the conversations went. And so the first thing I wanted to ask in our debrief was everyone, I don't know if comfortable is the word, was everyone okay with how the house has gone?
It was not, like, as bad as I was expecting because you have been hyping all day of like, oh, I'm gonna scare you. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna die. And then we got in. And it's like, there's some ghosts. It's fine. So, I felt honestly like underwhelmed, but in a good way.
I practiced a voice that hasn't come up yet because we didn't get quite as far as I thought. So there's.
Is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that could possibly be our fault too because we had to spend so much time figuring out how to make camp and things like that. Like we only got to the house about an hour ago.
So
it's our first time making camp.
An interesting note from chat, that I want to read right away.
Absolutely.
So one time I remembered to scroll the note down so that somebody watching the stream could read it, and then I forgot to scroll it down every single other time. So
shall I read all the notes?
So somebody watching our stream does not know what the notes say.
Yeah,
I
think
read
in the
them all that we
future,
found?
I would suggest in the future that yes, Nif, but and I would suggest whoever actually gets the note reads it out loud, even if they're reading it to themselves, and we know that as players. I still think, for that exact reason, Shinobi, thank you for the input. That way, whoever's watching or listening will get the benefit of at least knowing what the note said.
Well, why don't we take a second and read them?
Just
so
do it.
Shinobi knows before we go for the evening.
Let's not all read at the same time again.
No.
Yeah, I know that was funny, but
that
confusing.
got really confusing really quickly. So
it made a great moment.
It did. It was interesting, but at the same time, I did kind of feel for a moment that somebody watching would not have followed that too well. You guys talk a lot. Raz is here too.
Hi, Raz.
So everybody claim a note. And
you four found one. I didn't find a note.
I claim not Mr. Durst to Margaret.
Okay.
I'll read the suicide note. Oh, I can read that one if you want.
Do you want to read Mr. Douche to Margaret?
Did you say Mr. Douche?
Mr. Douche.
I think it's Durst.
Well, if you listen to his story, then yes, Mr. Douche is accurate.
A little bit.
Let's read them in order. The order we found them, I mean. So the first one was the note in the nursemaid suite.
No, the first one was the Burgomaster one.
The Burgomaster note was the first note.
I thought we did read that out.
If you want to read them chronologically, you read Durst first to Margaret. It's Mr. Durst to Margaret, then note the nursemaid, Mrs. Durst, letter to Miss what's that, P, and then his suicide.
Okay.
Chronologically.
Well, I guess we'll start with the handout. The Kolyan Indirovich.
I'll read this one because then there's 5 left for everybody else, right? 1,
4,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. So somebody read this one.
Read it.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Sure. Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been, I fear, bitten by a vampire. For hundreds of years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within these walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward long after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Wonderful.
Sweet.
And then probably the nursemaid's suite would actually be the next one chronologically. So who wants the super easy one?
I already read one, guys. Come on, step up.
Yep, everybody's reading
I
one.
got it.
Read the naughty one.
Yeah. If you feel you are in danger, there's a package in my top drawer. Take it and go. I will follow. G.
Then let's do that alluded to note, Mr. Durst to Margaret.
My beloved Margaret, I fear my wife's jealousy grows. She knows you are sexier than she's ever been. That you'll do for me what she never did. She pushed for the writing of new wills, locking everything away in that secret room of hers. She looks upon me with renewed derision. I love watching her hate grow. I yell your name when I'm with her, just to piss her off. I hope you hear me down the hall. Know you mean more to me than she ever could. If she truly snaps, take these coins and flee to the windmill. Take our darling son. It may come to me doing something about her first. I've found a few of her books. I know what she wants. I can corrupt her desire for youth eternal. Then it will be just us. Your ever lover, Gustav.
And then Mrs. Durst to Mrs. Petronoff. So Ficus or Uther, whichever of you want that one.
As the person who found it, I could read it.
Go
Do it.
for it.
My dear Mrs. Petrovna?
Sure.
Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Your advice on dealing with the unwanted fiend in my home was excellent. After the ceremony later this evening, I expect to experience the fullness of my reward. I'm so sorry you were called away, but happy for you and your good fortune. The Dark Lord does not invite just anyone to dinner. I expect the innocent sacrifice will achieve my desired results. Your husband's assistance acquiring the offering and removing my other problem is greatly appreciated. My thanks, Mrs. Elizabeth Durst.
And then the very last one is the note found in Mr. Durst's pocket.
Rose and Thorn, I wish I could do what all fathers do and tell you that the monsters aren't real, but I cannot lie to you. Life can create exquisite beauty, so too can it create hideousness. Selfish, violent, grotesque, monstrous. It hurts me to say this and hurt too much to live this. I am a monster. It sickens me to see what I have put you and your mother through. No excuse would be adequate, and so I offer none. Hold your mother dear, as she deserves your love and admiration. Rose, I wish I could see you blossom. Thorn, I wish I could witness you come into your strength. This is the only way. Your father, Gus.
Dun dun dun.
Those are the 4 notes for chat. Sorry, we'll keep that in mind. There are not any other notes that I am aware of right now. There might be one more.
That's
but
so
we'll keep
sad.
That in mind.
I love getting notes.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a note for you.
It's all good.
I want to look for tools too, so
Right.
you know.
Yep. Toss them in chat, and I will find ways to find you tools.
I look for tools everywhere.
Any other thoughts about the evening, gang?
I enjoyed it for a lot.
Loot boot.
Yeah, that was
Loot boot is
classic.
fantastic.
Oh,
So
I started adding things to it as well.
Good.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
So one of the jump scares we got rid of was Mr. Durst in the closet.
Yay, thank you
But-
for not doing that.
But honestly, Soul would have subverted the whole thing because he opened the door to attack it. Because magic always ruins surprises.
Hooray,
Mhm.
magic.
but I was still confused. I was like, I'm expecting a raw monster thing, and I see this thing in a postured position, and I'm like, wait, what? Like
Yep.
it did cause me to hesitate. Oh, because it's like, wait, huh? I didn't know what was going on. I don't attack things that aren't attacking me or other people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But
if
yeah.
there aren't any other, and I don't want to cut anybody off, but we are over a bit. Any other comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, qualms?
I thought it was a great session.
I
I didn't
appreciate.
list my worldwide accolades during the introduction scene. I just realized
You'll have to hold on to those worldwide accolades until
that's a
next
bummer.
time we gather.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that I am glad that we are not taking this overtly serious, but at the same time, we haven't devolved into Monty Python jokes every 5 minutes.
Totally.
That's a
Yeah,
good balance.
We chucked
a
a
good
zombie
balance.
off a staircase, and we're not Monty Python levels yet.
That's not yet. No, that's
No,
in character for
that's
Uther right
character
now.
building.
Super in character.
That is character building for this group.
If it was just a little bit closer to killing it, I would have let it kill it, but it was still too far away.
I
and
was,
I thought
I was gonna go off this. I was gonna go off the top ropes. I swear to God.
I was about to chastise you for not killing. If I had seen it undead down there, I would have chastised you for it not. Like, why would you throw away the zombie?
Now it's harder for us.
Now I have to chase it.
Now we have to use our movement speeds.
I mean, there was a logical reason for it. He was in a crap space, and if he starts swinging with a great axe, he's
It
worried.
did not
Makes
work.
sense. It makes
It
sense.
Thought it was
did not
brilliant.
work.
I thought it was funny. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat, for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks. And
And
until
thank
then,
you, GM.
you're welcome. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.